Hey there, friendlies. I hope the sound is okay. I hope the dulcet tones of my voice are coming through this beautiful microphone and into your ears without any kind of peaking or distortion or any of the things that make me absolutely paranoid these days. So, put that away. That thing's going to get a right workout, not this weekend, but the next, as the day of St. Patrick invades this town. I got the cans on so that I look all professional. Hey there, friendlies. How's up? Welcome to the 7th of March episode of my beautiful live stream. I'm looking forward to good times, good laughs, and good drink tonight. As I always say, we're here to talk about beer. We're here to talk about blades. And we're here to talk about bushcraft. If you're watching us time shifted to tomorrow or next week or next month or next year, I love having that happen. I love knowing about it. I love it when you guys are dropping comments down below the doobly-doo, even that far after the fact. Now, if at any point tonight you really love what's happening on screen and in the side chat, I invite you to drop me a smiley thumb. If at any point tonight you really kind of hate what's happening, that's okay. Just drop me a frowny thumb. We're going to call it even. And if you'd like to take a more active role in supporting the channel, as so many in the side chat already have, then I invite you to click on the join button wherever the hell YouTube has put it now. There you'll find 2 levels of membership, 2 tiers, as well as information about what your hard-earned folding cash will get you. So, without any further ado, I'm just going to say hi to whoever's here. Probably not a lot of people quite yet, because I was really late getting this thing set up tonight, for reasons that I won't go into. I do want to say one thing. I do want to cough right into your ears. Sorry, guys. I want to say one thing. My plan for tonight was to talk about caring for your leather gear, and I was going to try a little experiment trying to clean these guys up a little bit with some saddle soap, and somewhere I've got some Obanoffs for later, but I can't find it anywhere. But Russell said he wanted to talk about knives this week, so why not? Everyone loves a knife discussion, and leather care. Figured I'd ask you guys if you're interested in talking about that one week before I start throwing that at you. Also, I do have to say that I'm glad that I could get on here tonight. The missus is at work. God knows when the hell she'll be home. And the kids were not cooperating. But I'm giving $5 to the eldest daughter to take care of the youngest daughter so that I can be here with you guys. And I need it tonight because today was an unmitigated tire fire. Getting to work and home by bus and metro was actually really good. That's where the positivity ended today. So, you guys and me, we're going to work together to just raise my spirits a little bit, okay? And talking about camping gear is an excellent way to do that for me. I hope it's the same for you guys. As I said, we're probably not a lot of people here right now because I didn't give you guys a whole lot of notice because I got home late because I was putting out a fire at work and then, getting supper and stuff, and the squeaklet just wasn't getting changed for bed. So I ran down here, set everything up last minute. I'm going to cough, so I'm going to mute myself. I'm back, and better than ever. So who we got here? Hey, there's like a full 14 people already, even though I didn't give you guys any notice. That's pretty damn cool. I think that's pretty damn cool. So who we got? We got Tenenbaum dropping the knowledge and the wisdom. Wherever you go, there you are. We got David Evans, who's a channel member and a mod. So if anyone drops anything insulting, please note that David will drop the hammer on you. He is also dropping some wisdom and knowledge. We got Russell already here. Nice to see you, Russell. Also a channel member, personal hero. Speaking of personal heroes and channel members, there's Grace Martin. Always nice to see you popping up in the side chat. We got Country Boy Trapped in the City, also a channel member, personal hero. Saying happy Tuesday to all. It is a much better Tuesday now that I'm hanging with you fine peeps. You fine peeps. Same goes for you, Christy. There's Christy, channel member, personal hero. Saying hi to everyone. Hi to you. And we got even Sharon Q, who's also a member in the house. Nice to see your name popping up. We got Lord Vader hanging with us. It's always good to have a Sith Lord on your side. It said no Skywalker ever. Oh, actually, that's... Knowing what we now know, that was the wrong thing to say. There's Whiskey Harbor. G'day, friendlies. G'day, friendlies. David is inviting you to become a channel member if you are not already. I eagerly back that concept because you guys help me to keep the lights on around here, by which I mean that light. And in fact, I feel that once the channel gets a little bigger and stuff, I might replace that. There's almost nothing wrong with it. This is the newer, I think it's newer, whatever. The 160, which means that there's 160 little LEDs in there, and it's a fabulous light for like no money. I think they were 35 each or something. I got 2 for 70, I think. Which for video lights is like, it's nothing. It's a puff of dust on a windy day. It's nothing. What? The one thing is, when I'm trying to adjust the lightness, the brightness down, I get it down to where I just think I might want it, and then like the next micron turns off the light. Like it's not clicked off, it's not powered off, but it goes dark. So I'd like something with a little bit more of a granular control. But it's been doing great for me. So it's not like something I'm in a big hurry to do. It's not a priority. It's just something that I think about every time I'm setting this up and thinking, I'm too bright. Oh, I'm in the dark. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Who do we got? Everyone's just start saying hi to each other. Russell, knives. Can't stop thinking about them. If I threw every knife I have across the room, that would be fun. Fair enough. Please do that before having some lime and loggers. There's Canadian, also a channel member, personal hero. How's it going, Jerry? Carol in the house, also a member. So many members here tonight. Everyone's just saying hi to one another. I'm just sort of skipping down to where your life needs a dimmer switch. I kind of feel that my brain has a dimmer switch today. I've been sort of on the dim side all day. Oh, wow. David says this is their first day alone in 5 weeks. Nice. I bet you that feels great. I bet you just the quiet feels amazing. So what are you doing hanging with us? Well, how come you're not like, I don't know, watching a movie on the couch and just whatever? Forget I asked because I happen to like having you around. So, got beer. This is the Forêt, which means forest, by Villain. Where's Villain? Joliette, Quebec. So it's in a small town here in the Quebec. I don't know if I've had this before. Like I recognize the can. My wife picked it up for me and said, oh, it says forest. And I guess that's like a cross section of a log or something. So she picked it up. Oh, it's a strong beer. No, it's not. It's 6%. Well, it's technically a strong beer. Oh no. It's an IPA. Notre IPA de la Côte Ouest. Oh, there's English below it. Our West Coast IPA features a heavy dose. Oh, these guys needed an editor. A heavy dose instead of a heavy dose. Of pine, which I like, with hints of resin, which I like. Citrus and stone fruit. Nice. Forêt is medium-bodied and well-balanced with a refreshing bitter finish. I hope it's not going to be too hoppy. Villain Brasseur, which is, I guess, villainous brewers, whatever. Who cares? You guys don't care. I don't care either. Anyways, the can's nice. If this is really IPA-ish, I'm going to have deep, deep, deep regrets because my wife bought me 2 of them. And I don't want to step off screen to go and pour, a different beer. But it goes well with this here glass. I'm so good at the choosing of the glasses. I really did a great job on this. That was not a real song that anyone could distinguish. I was just doodling orally. Oral doodling. That's a term. I made it up, but you can use it. Just footnote it. Jesse Corbet, 2023. Well, it looks nice. It's not quite opaque, but it's very hazy. I like that. So it's a very independent brewery style. Very hazy. Let's give her a sniff. Oh, it smells IPA-ish. It's got that bitterness to it, but there's a liveliness there too. Let's go. Let's go to the palate. It's bitter, but I can deal with it. I wonder if I'll still be able to deal with it when it's warmed up a bit. Ooh, that is bitter. Wow, it's actually just drying on the tongue. Whoo, okay. Okay. So now I'm behind on the chat. Okay. That's the problem with these cans. I can't necessarily hear unless someone's like pounding on the wall. Poundy, poundy, poundy. Just making sure I'm not missing anyone. Oh, Hike with Mike in the house. How's it going, Mr. Mike? Yeah, well, I think I don't think I'm caught up anymore now that I poured the beer. All right. Jerry's going to Texas in April. Jerry, I don't remember if you're a whiskey guy, but if you are, you should check out the hell's it called? Crowded Barrel? No. The guys from the Whiskey Tribe, the distillery they've got, because they make their own whiskey. There's one called like the Eleanor and stuff. And if I was going to Texas, I would be hunting that stuff down because I would love to know what it tastes like. What the hell's the name of their distillery? Oh well. Oh well. Homie in the house. Talking about knives tonight, homie. What's up, homie? David says, I haven't bought a late night knife in a while, just thinking aloud. Yeah, I haven't either. Russell also likes the way you think aloud. Yep. What? Buddy needs help clearing out some wild boar rummaging his fields. Interesting. Okay. Oh, you got to work? Do you work nights? Or, homie, I don't remember where you are. I know that there is a time difference between you and me, but I don't remember how long it is. Yeah, I'll probably drink it fairly fast. I mean, I got to have it finished in 45 minutes for whiskey time, right? Team Ice Water. I had ice water with my supper. I had tea after my supper. I still have it as a palate cleanser, which I may need because this is an IPA. But summery, very summery. Dauber in the house for the first time in God knows how long. Nice to see you. Nice to know you got some time to kick back with us. Now you've got a really early morning, so if you have to dive out of here uber soon, that's okay. I'll catch up with you later on. So hold on. I just want to make sure that I'm not. Oh, you're in Michigan. Okay, so actually, I think we're in the same time zone or almost. Oh, you make trucks. Okay. David, I do have a deck. It's very small, and I would have to step all the way off camera to do that. So I'm just going to pound it back. Shawnee, I'll answer for Jerry. Yeah, you can totally eat them. The first party I went to at my now at my mother-in-law's place way back when was what we call a méchoui. That's when they They stick a boar on a spit and roast it over a fire. It's like a very, very gamey pork, I would say. Others here may have differing opinions on what it tastes like, but yeah. That's a good memory. That was a long time ago. Anyways. Yeah, Ron, I definitely should. It's in the plan. It's definitely in the plan. We've had a very hectic 2023 so far, though. And also, without TMIing you guys, I've been dealing with a bit of little winter darkness lately, shall we say. And so I have not been able to get up the energy to do anything. I finally shot something last weekend. I sat down to edit last night and just couldn't do it. So I gotta find a way to get my oomph back. I have a tendency towards what I call my big black dog, and other people call depression. Oh yeah, you like IPAs, eh, Pam? Yeah, I can't get with them. Like, I love citrus. I love a lot of the notes, but I'm not into the hop flavor. I'm more into ales, right? Ales are more malty, whereas beer or lager or stuff like that is more hoppy. IPAs was an ale that they hopped right the hell up so that it could travel from England to India and back without going bad on the journey. So it's kind of a hybrid, you know. But I'm very into malty flavors and not really into hoppy flavors. You've been chased by boar? Yikes. I think you got to be fast, eh? Oh, that's how you lost the weight? I remember you mentioning the weight, homie. David, yes, I did close my rings. And in fact, today I upped my rings a bit. Oh, it just told me I got my movement goal achieved. Hold on, let me check that. Closed and then some, right? Overlapped. Yeah. 200% of my calories for the day. I'm doing really well because I got to lose the weight. I was doing so well for a while. Shawnee tried to take all 3 kids on a trail to walk this past weekend. I could still see the van and everyone gave up. Oh, I guess our energy isn't back to normal yet. Yeah, okay, that's yeah. I understand that. Oh, Canadian says that these boar. Come on, mouse, work with me. Come on, fool. Rats. That's what I meant. They run fast and at 200 plus pounds. If they hit you, it's broken legs. I could see that. David, did you close your rings? Al likes my tracking device. Gonna get one of those for my daughter, so I'll know exactly where she is at all times. Or I could just get her a cell phone. Same deal. David did, in fact, close his rings today. Nice. Nice. Who wants to talk about knives? Let me know if you want us to move on to the knife talk, or if you guys just want me to keep blithering on about, hi, hey, how's it going? I mean, I will still try to maintain a certain eye on the side chat. I brought most of my knives. I brought everything I could find while I was running around like a fart in a windstorm trying to get set up, including the one that some of you guys will recognize, the one that I made, the one that I handled and made a sheath for my daughter, this little bucco. I wonder if it's even too small for her hand now. I will die loving this knife because of the story behind it. Because of how this was the first time I've ever handled a knife with stacked birch. It's the first time I've ever done shaped the bolsters. I mean, I did a crap job of peening the end, but I saved it thanks to sandpaper. I love it. My first leather work right? My first leatherwork. I mean, you can see that it's my first leatherwork. Absolutely. You know, and on the other side, it's even worse. But yeah. Hey, Russell.
Howdy.
Uh,
I thought I'd jump in just in case you had to run and see to the kids.
yeah, that's good. That works.
Are we starting with first knives?
I don't know yet. I brought the knives and I brought some of my my sharpening stuff. If we wanted to talk about a little maintenance, I just want to
Sure.
see one thing. Shawnee says that the most recent knife she bought was the Milwaukee Pocket Blade with a screwdriver and bottle opener on it. Oh, so that's the Milwaukee, the tool company. Use it to open diaper boxes, remove batteries from toys, and open beer. Nice. I don't know. Do you want to show something specific?
I thought we could go from oldest to newest.
Okay.
By the way, twice today I used my my multi tool that I always
Nice.
carry with me. It's like they come in handy sometimes, and it's like nothing else would have done. You know.
Once today, I found my multi tool, which I had no idea where it had gone. Because this I like to keep around here or in my gig bag for exactly the reason you're talking about.
Sometimes it's so damn handy.
Yeah,
Like
mine's old though. This is a fuse. I mean, you can tell this is old. Look at the design philosophy
yeah, I
behind
was
it,
gonna say
right?
it's very dated.
Yeah, yeah. So what do you got on that? I mean, I don't. Let's not bore them by going too far into the weeds on it, but
Um, it's the usual. I mean, it's got some. It also has some nice screwdriver. Well, okay, so pliers obviously, but it's got a couple of screwdrivers like the flathead and the Phillips,
mm-hmm.
plus whatever the heck that is. You could open a bottle with that, I guess, or it's a. It's
Yeah.
kind of hard to tell what that is. It's also got scissors, which is nice,
Mm-hmm.
and then a few different knives. There's a serrated edge, and what else have we got here?
What do I have on mine?
Oh yeah, bottle opener.
Of course, they all have a bottle opener,
It's
right?
funny. My old one had a corkscrew on it. You could open a bottle of wine with it. Anyway,
Yeah, the European made ones, right? Like the Victorinox, they all have a bottle opener on them because why would you
it was
ever be caught?
a Leatherman juice actually.
Was it juice?
Yeah, I still have that somewhere.
Mine, I mean, mine's pretty basic too, right? I got whatever the hell this little guy is. Oh, hold on.
Yeah,
Uh,
you don't know what it is.
oh, you know what? It was a very small screwdriver, and I blasted the tip to pieces. Flathead,
Oh,
one knife,
Knife.
um, bottle opener,
Yep,
Phillips screwdriver, little pair of
that's bigger.
Skeizers.
Yeah,
You,
very similar.
now you know what sucks about no, you know what's better about some other models though. And I mean, Simon, who is almost never here anymore, pointed this out to me. I do wish that the knife blade was on the other side, so that if I'm cutting something, hold on, let me get a surface
That's
to cut
interesting.
against. Right, if I'm cutting something, see
I
that?
see. Yeah. So
Yeah,
mine is,
exactly. Yeah,
or I guess you could. One of the nice things about this is it locks too.
yeah, this one does as well. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
You got to have a locking one. I feel for safety's sake.
So does it lock all of the tools in there, or just the knife?
Everything. It's got locks
Yeah.
on both sides. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. I wonder what all that does.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm just gonna say, Sharon Q says there's a place up north where a guy is selling knives. Heard he has them from all over the world. A place to stop into. Good to know. Of course, I don't know actually where up north from you is, but yeah, I like a place like that where you can walk in and see all kinds of stuff. There's one folding knife that I really jones for. But I'm never gonna buy because they're too expensive. Unless I can find one for like around $100 used. It's the Osborne, the 940 by I think it's Benchmade. I've suddenly blanked on. I think it's the Benchmade 940 Osborne. The with the metal scales, not the carbon fiber. I mean, I don't need anything too super fancy, but man, something about that stupid knife. Hey, Ian's here. How's it going?
Hello.
Oh, he says, did someone say knives? Yeah. Is everyone starting to what the hell's the word I was going to say? I saw Jewish redneck prepper, and I was about to say hi, and I had like so. Hi prepper, how's it going? Does anyone in the side chat want to start sounding off about their favorite blades? Oh no, Nana caught COVID. Okay, you feel
That
okay
sucks.
though.
Let's see. If I went with my oldest knife, it would be at least the ones here. This guy. Some weird things about this. One is there's something magnetic on this, so you could actually put it on something. This is a cool knife because it's because the design is cool, but it's also one. What do they call it when it's only beveled on one side? Like it's not. It's just there's no bevel on this side.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called because, you know, bushed. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. So,
But
what is that used for then?
Incredibly sharp. I don't know. I don't even remember why or why I bought it or where I bought it from. It's in fact there's writing on it, but I need stronger glasses. You still can't read it.
No.
Fred Carter.
Fred Carter.
Oh, Colt.
Oh.
Just Colt on it.
Okay.
So Fred Carter design, and then Colt. But I've had this knife for a very long time.
Yeah, that's cool. So, like, a very long time as in, like, you were a teenager, or a very long time as in, like, 10 or 12 years?
Oh, 20 years maybe. Yeah, this makes it too. That's cool.
Dauber says it's chisel grind when it's just done on one side like that. I have a Mora, which is unfortunately not downstairs like that, but they actually call it the Mora chisel. Outdoor Dauber sent a picture of, I believe, one of his knives. I will show it because it's cool. Where is it?
After you show that, you got to show your oldest knife. Oh, I do have an older one. Oh, yeah.
Chrome has lost permission to capture my screen. Why do you do this? Okay, so I got a brilliant idea. Oh, crumbs, I can't even send it to someone. Okay, so Outdoor Dauber has a DIY cap art from an old hickory 7-inch butcher blade. Now, those old hickory knives are, or at least at one point, they were kind of like every bushcrafter had one that was DIY'd in some way or another. They're an ideal platform. Why will Chrome not let me share that screen? Because, like, I'm afraid of going into preferences and then accidentally kicking myself out. Let me try. If I kick myself out, be hilarious until I get back, all right?
Okay. David, I don't think so. I don't think it sharpens as you put it in. It sounds kind of like it might, but there's the magnet is hitting it. But no, I don't hear any grinding. Interesting idea, though.
What's he asking about? Hold on.
Oh, if there's a sharpener inside there, so every time you take it in or put it out. It's a good idea, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do have an older knife. Remember the Rambo knives?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was cheap, like it's the cheapest knife I have too, and I've had it since I was like 12 years old.
Oh, yeah?
My dad bought it for me. That you can unscrew the end of the handle and out pops this
and
little
it
tube
pops a little survival. Yeah.
Yeah, little fishing bits and
yeah,
little compass on the inside of the I wonder where that is.
Man, I cannot figure out for the life of me how to do this, so I'm just gonna ignore it. Oh, I wanted to show that knife.
Well, throw it on Discord and I'll put it up.
Okay. Down attachment. Oh, Hold on 1 second. Just 1 little second here. Am I seeing the right thing? Nope. This is so pro. I feel like an absolute
All right.
pro here.
I'm going to show my next oldest knife while you're doing that.
Okay.
And I think it's these guys. I bought some throwing knives, even though I never really got into throwing. And pretty simple. 2 different knives in a sheath. Again, I forget where I got them from. They're certainly not good knives by any means. I don't know what that says on there. And this one, I looked up how to do your own handles with paracord.
Oh, nice job.
So I put that on there, even though, it's a throwing knife. You probably shouldn't have anything on there. But and ends with a little lanyard on the end.
Nice.
Even though you can't really get your hand in there. Yeah. But never use these for anything.
Never?
I may have played around with throwing them for a little bit, long enough to think, oh, this is actually harder than it looks. Right. But yeah, I had these for a long time too.
I like it.
Years.
Okay, I dropped Outdoor Dauber's knife in the picks
Got it.
channel. While you're doing that, I will take a look at who has been chitting and chatting.
Cheating and chatting. There you go.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Man, those old hickories are ideal.
It's a knife has been used or loved a lot when most of the writing is gone and
yeah,
it's like it's just worn off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I like the design for the
sheath,
for the striker there.
Oh, for the striker, yeah.
Oh, it just how it fits on there, because usually it's on the outside of the sheath, which makes it more bulky. But that's a good spot for it.
Yeah, nice. I like it. I like it. And is that a home? That's a DIY sheath as well, Dauber, or did you buy that sheath? Pam said her favorite is a very used old timer pen knife. That was her dad's. Yeah, it's nice if you can get a tool that has a connection like that. I have nothing with that kind of connection except for a marking gauge. That was my great grandpa's. Homie likes William Collins knives, multiple grinds on one knife. Yeah, I think I know which ones you're talking about. He wants one as a companion knife. Whoops, click. Nice. Hey, Ron Tesley in the house. How's it going, Ron? Welcome to this, as Russell would say, or welcome to the stream and the side chat, as Jesse would say.
That's actually what I would say. Yeah.
Yep. Outdoor Dauber says this is so pro. Yeah, he's making fun of me, of course. Rebel with an O. Happy knife is a good knife. And a sharp knife. You got to keep them sharp. You got to keep them sharp. Absolutely. Man on the street says, yeah, adding shit to the knife doesn't screw... shift to the knife doesn't screw with the balance whatsoever.
You mean this one?
Oh, I see. Okay, that's what he's talking about.
It might. I might a little bit, yeah. Especially this lanyard hanging off the end.
But if you're not actually throwing them, having the grip is probably safer.
Yes, absolutely. Because otherwise, I mean,
slippery.
It's hard to use that when, yeah. Dangerous.
Al says that the best pocket knife is a Zekar. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, I was just looking at.
Oh, were you guys just looking at Zekar earlier?
No, I mean, I was just, when he said that, I was looking it
up. David Evans says something of vital importance. He says, want to get a Grumman #1, maybe tonight. So I just want to sort of say, hold on a sec. You mean...
I picked the smallest picture ever.
One of these? Is this what you want, David? Beautiful #1?
Where?
Boom, baby, boom. Yeah, I like having one. I think they're nice. Good. Every Canadian should own one of these.
The number one.
Yeah. It's that one there. Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, City Girl used this not that long, a couple of weeks ago, and she's like, "I really like that knife. I mean, I really like that knife." And I'm like, "Give it back."
Buy one.
But
They're
it's like
affordable.
I was getting there. We were going from oldest to newest, but
Yeah.
they are very affordable. And
This version is even more affordable. This cold steel version is what, like $12 in the States? 15 in here.
wow,
Up
that's
here.
the exact same knife.
Yeah,
Is it the exact
they
same?
call it the Canadian belt knife. They're very open that it's like their homage to the Grumman.
Huh. Except mine doesn't have the what is that called on the back?
The jimping?
Oh, it does. Oh, it does have it.
Yeah.
It's not as pronounced though.
No, this is machine made jimping, right? This is a sub $20 knife. It's a fabulous knife for this price range, though. Okay, so we're going from old to new. So get back on your horse there. Let me take that off.
Knives.
In the meantime, Country Boy says, I'm listening more than chatting tonight. I have a couple of orders for belts, so my hands are too busy to type too much. That is legit. Love it. That's cool. Orders for belts? I like it. Dauber, JRA Industries sheath, standard with an LT right knife. Okay. Oh, Dauber is bringing back something historical. You can't batten with a cold steel CBK. Man, I regret the fact that guy pulled that comment because of the story that it sort of turned into. David wants me to talk about best value for the dollar grinding stones. Okay, we'll talk about that just a little bit later.
Grinding stones.
What is that knife, Jess? Hey, Steve, are you talking about how many knives have I shown? I think this is the one that I was showing when you asked that, correct? This is the Grohmann number 1, colloquial known as a Canadian belt knife, made in Pictou, Nova Scotia, by the Grohmann company. What's the other? D.H. Russell was the original designer of these or something, right? Like D.H. Russell is hooked into the Grohmann. Yep. D.H. Russell number 1. This one's a carbon steel, but you can definitely go for stainless if that moves your dark little heart. And for many contexts, I would go for a stainless over a carbon as well. Wintertime knife, stainless. It's next to the ocean, stainless. Enjoying life in the forest, carbon. Yeah, look at that. And there are so many options. They've gone up a little bit in price, though, eh?
I like how base price $127, sales price $127.
Yeah. And like as soon as you click on an option at all, the price goes up. It's like the base price is for something you can't actually purchase.
Ooh. That was weird. Oh, no, it's...
Oh, no, it's actually working. Okay.
Oh, $2 extra for the carbon steel. Why does the page reload?
Because their website is a hot mess. It's a slow-burning tire fire. Huh. David is saying, what's the best handle for the Grohmann number 1? Mine's rosewood. I go for rosewood just because that's what it originally was. And if I'm buying something this old school Canadiana, I want the way it was originally designed. There are some way nicer options, I think. There's some really fancy stuff like, synthetics and stuff. But I think that you can't beat this thing in carbon steel with the rosewood handle. Is like you're sitting by the fire and listening to like Canadian Railroad Trilogy or something. Or, you're sitting in the cabin, you got Gordon Lightfoot on, Song for a Winter's Night, something like that. Rosewood. What are some of the other options on that screen there, Russell?
We got natural rosewood, wine extra resin wood.
Yeah. I think there's
black
an ebony.
linen, micarta, natural water buffalo horn.
Buffalo horn's nice.
Natural stag horn was an extra $86.25.
But the thing is, the rosewood was the original, and like there's a magic to that for me. I mean, if you want to do something fancy, the horn option is really nice. But I would be afraid of the horn slipping more in my hand if it was wet. Like, I don't know
Maybe.
if that's for sure true, but I get that feeling. I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, Dauber, he was an epic troll, but I didn't know it at first because he dropped me some criticism, but I thought it was honest criticism, so I engaged. And he was just looking for a reason to go off. Man on the street says 304 SS or nothing, so he's into the stainless. China crap ain't worth it. Steve likes the DH. David has a DH Russell that looks similar to the number one, but it is steel. Well, the number one is steel as well. Now, do I want to show this? If I show this, I'm gonna wreck Russell's flow. So I'm gonna wait.
We
Nice
got.
knife. Well, I was
We got
gonna
all
show my
knives.
number 4 for a sec as a point of discussion, but I'll wait.
Okay. So, was your next oldest knife?
Oh, do you want to see what my oldest knives are?
Yeah, we're going through our
Okay.
oldest knives.
Okay. Well, I was letting you go through your oldest knives, and then I was going to go through mine. Okay. So,
No, we take turns.
of the knives I have still, because I've lost a lot of stuff in my life, my first, I like serious man. I have almost nothing from back in the day. I bought this and a Bear Grylls Pro or Ultra or Ultimate or whatever it's called, accidentally at the same time. The Bear Grylls I passed on. I did a giveaway. This I've kept because even though it's a terrible bushcraft knife, like when I bought both of these, I didn't really know what I needed in a knife. I was just getting started. This is an excellent workshop crowbar. It's a terrible bushcraft knife, but it's an excellent woodshop knife. And it's got a lot of what bushcrafty guys like, right? Portland, Oregon, USA, made in America. The pommel's still coming loose, but hey, made in America. The thing is, this knife was designed for cutting your ass out of a burning helicopter, right? So between the glass breaker and the blade, the tang is interrupted about there, like the tang ends there, and then this cap is put in, so that if you're holding it like this and you cut through a wire, I was going to say signal because English, the shock can't go all the way, right? It's interrupted. It's got a whole bunch of like survival things, right? It's got a hole there and a hole there so that you can technically lash it to a stick as a spear. I guess if you're going to be hunting boar or something, but hey,
I want one now.
they thought of everything. Ugly. Here's the problem.
Yep.
Okay, that's the
Serrated.
problem. Serrated, and in the wrong place for anything you want for bushcrafting. Because if you're carving or if you're batoning, because it's not a Canadian belt knife, where are you doing all that work? Right there. Now, if you're cutting your way out of a burning helicopter, you're still doing all the work right there. So I get it, right? You puncture the skin of the chopper, but for everything that we do, unless we're cutting yards and yards of rope, that's no good. So yeah, I keep it around because it's a good workshop knife. It's got a very basic sharpener built in. You open this up and you stick it through. It's ugly, but it's serviceable.
Yeah, I want one now.
My first serious bushcraft knife, the one that I bought right after those, when I realized, these were not a good purchase, was this. This is in all my earliest videos. I will likely never get rid of it unless it's to give it to Camille one day. This is my Australian-made, there we go, Woodlore clone. Except the handle is flat-sided instead of sort of the full-on Coke bottle, which I actually don't mind because I think Morris Kahansky was onto something when he said that your knife should always have flat-ish scales so that no matter how you pick it up, if you're not looking, though I would always look because I am So lucky when it comes to bladed objects. But like you just know, right? You know you're never. It's never going to be sideways. You just know no matter what, you can feel it.
Mm.
I chose the wood. This is desert ironwood. I had asked for yellow liners and I got black anyway, but since the knife came from Australia, I figured I'm not sending it back. I wet formed the sheath around it because it wasn't. I could have done a better job, but it was my first time wet forming. And I just love it. It's beat to shift. I put one of these on so that I could find it when I drop it in the tall grass because I do that kind of thing. Just a terrific beat to hell knife, still going strong. I taught myself to sharpen on it. Just great. Terrific.
Nice.
Carbon steel, of course. I don't remember which carbon steel though. I need to get another striker. Ferro rod though. So those are my two oldest knifes.
Right.
Here is. I just want to make sure I'm not. Hey, Peanut Trucker is here. He's in Yuma, Arizona.
Where in the world is Peanut Trucker?
Where in the world is? Oh, Rebel with an O says, "What's a good knife for battening?" I would say anything that's at least 4 inches. Some, well, I mean, some people are into like more of the 5, 6, 7 kind of thing. I think a terrific knife for battening is something with a what's this called? Convex grind. But Scandi works as well. You know, most of my knives are Scandi ground. You want it to be full tang, right? You know, just to mitigate the possibility of you snapping the handle while battening. So yeah, that is one thing that you definitely want it to be a full tang. Here's my food prep knife. I mean, you guys have seen my older videos, have seen this knife. This is a white. What the hell's his name? What was his name? Jack White, I think. No, not Jack White. Crumbs. What's his name? Anyways, he does like this is his style. Very basic. Very sort of. They look like they're all 100 or 200 years old, but it's just his style. This is a mini Nesmik. I would love a full size Nesmik of his, but he's retired now. He took on a apprentice, and he's retired. But I don't know if they're still making knives or not. Terrific little knife.
I love that style.
Yeah, me too.
I need to get one like that.
Yeah.
If we're buying something tonight, I want it to be that or the military knife.
Right. What the hell's his name?
Knives for everybody.
Yeah. It's too bad Tyler's not here because he's got a couple of knives by this guy and he remembers his name much better than I do. Hold on 1 second. Just want to make sure I'm not. Hey, Steve Grounds is with us too. Steve Meto. Actually, you might have an opinion about this, Russell. Everybody has their own opinion, but what is yours, Jess? The best hunting knife for field dressing. I like stuff like this with a very pronounced belly on it.
I want something that's sharp.
Oh, but you don't care about the shape of the blade?
No, I mean I've seen hook knives, or I've used. I was going to show this later. This isn't a very old knife, but this. Oh shoot! I should know the name of this. Somebody's going to have it in chat.
That's
it has
the replaceables. Yeah.
Yeah, the replaceable blade is essentially it's a it's a scalpel. It's scalpel sharp. What the hell is that?
Hair.
But I mean, I used this last year. I used this for a lot of the work. I don't know if I use that for field dressing. For I don't know, but anyway, something that's sharp.
I did use this one on a deer once or twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I found that the shape. I mean, I had to sharpen it fairly often, but yeah. What I would like.
Yep.
No, you first.
I was gonna say I love the replaceable blades thing on this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I've broken this before too. I've broken a couple of them. I mean, and they're pretty quick to change out.
Yeah. I would.
But sharp.
Yeah, I was gonna
Sharp
say
to
I would destroy my hand with that thing. I just know I would.
so sharp that you really got to be careful. Like even Ray was using it when he was here last week, and he's like, "Man, that is scary sharp.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with that."
Wow.
But
What
I
I
mean,
would like. Here's the thing. I don't hunt anymore. We lost our land, and I just and now I don't think I would have time to start hunting again. If I was, I would love that Gransfors Brook hunting axe with the rounded pole, so that you can take the skin off the sort of the Scandinavian way, just pounding it off. Have you ever seen that?
no.
Oh, it's really cool because if you want to save the skin and make absolutely sure that you're not going to score it by accident, you just use the pole, right? You pull the skin a bit and you just start hitting like right where the skin is coming away from the meat.
Oh,
You just
yeah.
pound and pound and pound.
I've only ever done that once. I've only just skinned a deer once, and the thing was frozen, so it was not fun.
That would not be fun, no. Steve, by the way, is here. He's saying hi, guys. So there's Steve. We got Peanut Trucker. Everyone's saying hi. I'm trying. We're getting.
Yep.
What's the best knife to stop the in-laws from?
Oops, sorry.
Hi,
Just
Kelly.
Simmons,
How's it going?
since you're saying hi.
Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the side chat.
Sorry, what's the best knife? Yeah, okay.
To keep the in-laws from coming. I don't know. I have no
Whatever
idea.
one you have on hand.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Just skipping on down to say thank you, Tenenbaum. Jeff White. That's what I was looking for. It's a Jeff White knife. I would love a full-size Jeff White Nessmuk. Enzo, I believe, makes a Nessmuk kit. I like that. And it's got like either a curly birch or an olive wood handle. I don't remember which. I think it's curly birch. Outdoor Dauber is doing the good works here. 29 people watching, only 14 thumbs ups. Thumbs up.
I've got 25 thumbs up, but if you're watching a mobile, sometimes it doesn't update properly.
Yeah. I now have 30 watching, and oh yeah, it just hit 25 on mine as well. Okay, that's not so bad. I mean, we could go for another 5 thumbs up. So that would make me happy.
And more people watching.
And more people watching, but I'm not Russell, so.
I haven't done this in a long time. Let me do this for you.
Jerry sent me some pics, but unfortunately I can't share them. Steve uses a buck knife. Yeah, my father-in-law, he has a buck knife from when he was a kid. He's had it and sharpened it so much that it like the blade is a whole lot thinner than it used to be. But yeah, people who like those old school bucks, you're right. They never they don't let you down. Rambo for circumcision. Yikes.
Rambo knife?
I think he's talking about that one that you were saying as well. With the screw off bit of the handle.
Oh, I've still got that here somewhere. Let me take a quick look.
Destiny Fitzgerald in the house. Nice to see. Skip's here, Russell. Longest Quest in the house. How's it going, Skip? When Steve Grounds hunted, he used the K-bar, cut everything, got it. Yeah, I believe K-bar has brought out a Kephart. I think it's K-bar, which seems like a really weird thing. But the owner of the company, whichever one I'm thinking, and I think it's K-bar, or is it Becker? No, I think it's. He's like a straight up Kephart fan, so he bought like one of the original knives that Kephart used and used that as a petal, a pattern. I'm looking back for a for Jewish Redneck Prepper. That guy's got to have some cool knives with that username. He's got to have some really cool stuff. Jewish redneck prepper. If you're still here, what do you use as sort of like an EDC knife versus what do you have as your shift hits the fan knife? Destiny says, "What makes for the sharpest knife?" I don't know about this. What material makes the sharpest knife? I like 01. Oh, that's what this is in. Yes, I remember now. I had said I wanted it in 01 tool steel. It's my favorite steel because it keeps an edge a fair amount of time. Like it's pretty good, and it's really easy to sharpen as well. So it's a really nice sweet spot between edge retention and ease of sharpening. And because it's a Scandi grind, those two are quite easy to sharpen. You just lay it on your stone and pull it along.
It's a trade-off. You can get knives that hold their edge a lot longer, but they're much harder to sharpen.
Yeah, like super steels and stuff. Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't want to ruin my knife because I'm working so hard at trying to sharpen it that I'm not holding it right and stuff. Pam says, "Were you thinking of Jeff White, who makes period knives from around the 1700s?" Yes, exactly.
I'm going to show Al's two hunting knives, man on the street.
Okay.
So one of them looks like a Mora, which but probably isn't. The other one, man, what's the handle on that top one, Al?
It looks like bone.
It does.
Yeah, looks like bone. Yeah, that Mora looking one. There's a couple of companies that make Mora clones. Like one of them, I think, is even like Husqvarna makes knives that are maybe Mora makes them for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to show this. This isn't an old knife at all, but I've got this Mora.
Yeah, I've got it some Moras. Wait, make yourself bigger there.
Yep. This Mora, I carried it for a while, and I'm not sure what the metal is, but it's rusting. Like, well, not rusting, but it's like taking on all sorts of bad colors.
It's not rusting. It's patina.
Yeah, it looks so ugly. But the reason I was carrying it is because it's very light.
Yep. In fact, I used to have that as well. That knife, the companion.
And because I don't like how it looks anymore, I had no problem at all using it for any task. Like,
yeah,
if I break this sucker, I'm not going to mind too much.
Somewhere I have one of those, and I had bought it because so many people were crowing about Moras that I had to know why. So I bought one of those, and I bought one of these. This is the robust, right? So this nice. And the companion in OD green were my two first Moras. And I know why people love them for the price. Now, at that point, for the price, they're amazing. They're not the cheapest knife around anymore, but anymore. Shut up, Jesse. But they're still really, really a nice, very affordable option. Obviously, we're talking rat tail tangs because these are all, I was going to say these are all under $100, but like, there's the Garberg, right? That's a Mora. That's $100 plus, but it's full tang all the way to the end. A little glass breaker action there. This Garberg is a fantastic freaking knife. This is the stainless version. For the carbon, they've coated the blade so that it doesn't rust. But I don't want a coated blade. I want my blade to be.
The hell?
What are you doing, dude? What are you doing to my live stream?
I was trying to do that so I could see the knife better.
Oh, I see.
I didn't want the picture coming up.
Do you want me to show it again?
Anyway. Yeah, please.
Yeah, and this Garberg comes with some sheath options. One of which is like a leather sheath with, I believe, a little flap over it. But no, I wanted the plastic sheath because that's what Mora is to me. And this knife has gone through some shift, and it's great. It's terrific.
Yep.
That's your companion. You're clicking and clacking over there. But that is not one of my oldest knives. I think aside from the LMF2, which is the army knife there, and the Woodler clone and my mini Nesmith by Jeff White, my next oldest knife is an F1 from Feldknieven. Now, the Feldknieven F1 is an ugly ass knife, but I think it's just gorgeous. I love it. I don't know why I like this stupid thing, but I do.
This is I was getting there. This is my next oldest knife, the S1.
The S1, okay, so that's bigger than
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a real
But
magic to these.
this is the knife I used to use for field dressing deer.
Yeah, I could see that.
It was
Is that a 5 or a 6 inch blade on there?
it looks like a 6 inch.
Sure
It's
does.
pretty.
Yeah,
It's longer than 5 for
yeah.
sure. But it's
Robust as
nice,
hell.
good grippy handle. I like
Mm-hmm.
the stop here for so you don't generally cut
Yep.
yourself. It's also got the extended tang on it.
Yep. Yeah. Um,
Quality knife.
and this Zytel, the thing is, because they're Swedish, they really know winter, and so these F1s are designed so that they can't freeze shut. Okay. I saw a video by, and also drainage hole in the bottom, very important, even though it's a stainless knife. This sheath is beautifully designed. The thing about the Zytel is leather or Kydex. If you get soaking wet, like soaked where it freezes and like ice is caked on and stuff, both of those will jam up. Whereas something about the Zytel, it doesn't. It doesn't jam up quite as much. And like the strap here and here, these are nylon, right? They're much more flexible than, well, I guess. I think because I've never been into synthetic sheaths, okay, except for this context, to me a synthetic sheath always kind of looks like this, right? Just because my first synthetic sheaths were Moras. So when I started seeing stuff like this and like, Kydex sheaths that have it stuck on like that, I thought it looked really weird, but I see why you would do that. Like with leather, you don't have to worry about being able to do this, right? It's leather, but with synthetics, like if you want to have a strap, it's got to be, this is, I believe, a leather strap on here. Or is it just like a leatherette? No, that's a real leather strap. Because these materials are too hard for the straps, right? And most more is it just there's a divot that it clicks into.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, F1 in this is the cost. What's the steel on this? The laminated. Oh, for land's sakes. Where does it say? Oh, damn these 50-year-old eyes. Damn you eyes.
You haven't got your new
Laminated
glasses yet.
costs. Yeah.
You
They
haven't got
should be
your new
arriving
glasses.
next week. They should be arriving next week.
Right.
They said 2 weeks, and I went last week.
David, have you got a website link?
Hold on. I just want to make. Oh yes, sorry. It's Hultafors that makes the Morlock knives. Yeah, absolutely. Oh man. Just making. David is asking, isn't K-bar the standard U.S. Army issue knife? I think that they made the U.S. Marine knives like in World War II, but I don't know that much about it. Hold on, just sort of. K-bar used to be widely used by the Marines. Yeah, the fighting knife and all that. All right, Dauber. Good night. Dauber's got to be up at like 4.45. So, you know. David is thinking he can buy a more companion knife tonight, and it's a lot cheaper than a Grumman number 1. Yes, it's going to be a lot cheaper, that's for sure. Now, Mora's got a new series of knives. I don't know if they're out yet or if they're about to be. Let me go to morakniv.se. Yeah, there it is. Oh, I can't share the screen.
Of what?
They've got a new collection. Hold on, I'm just going to drop it in the side chat.
Oh, I meant to ask you. Your Vulcan does it have a convex edge?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's rounded down. And how do you sharpen that sucker?
I would just sort of roll it very, very slightly,
So
or
you roll it.
I was gonna say I would use like a mouse pad and sandpaper, but you don't really get an absolutely sharp edge on a knife that way. It's great
I've
for
heard
an
that too.
axe.
Yeah.
It's great
I've
for
heard
an
that
axe.
too.
It's not terrific for a knife, and that's how I used to do it. But now I just try to sort of roll it very slightly on my stones.
Right.
There. I just dropped it in the side chat. They're an ash handle, and I love them, but I cannot afford them. Also, the blades are coated, which I don't want. But yeah. Oh, sorry guys. I connected you guys to the Swedish page. It's okay. There's a flag at the top where you can click into English. But like at 214 euros for the Rombo black blade.
Yeah.
That's heavy. That's heavy. Extra $30 for the dangler. I mean, they're beautiful, but fudge.
Outdoor cooking.
Yeah. Outdoor cooking.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I did an outdoor cooking video, I could write it off.
Mm-hmm. You could. David is saying it's whiskey time, gents. And since Al is here, it's blue time. Am I correct, Al? Hold on. Al says leather sheath is always better. Wipes the blood of your enemies when you see it. Okay, all right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Then you gotta clean it out, though.
Yeah. Mark Johns, hi Mark, says he has an old Grumman number 1, beauty, and a new Mora Bushcraft Orange, along with various Victorinox knives and multi-tools. I have been looking for a Victorinox too. That's bombast. Let me backpedal on that. At one point, I was keenly looking for, and these days I'm just sort of like passively thinking about a nice Victorinox multi-tool. Because my little Leatherman here, I've sort of shredded certain parts of it while working with it. So I'm thinking of replacing it with another multi-tool. And when I was a kid, I had a Swiss Army knife. And so part of me wants to get another Victorinox just to sort of recapture that. Whereas for me, Leatherman is not a long-term thing for me. That's my first Leatherman that I showed earlier. I mean, yeah, it's whatever, 15 years old or something. It's discontinued as hell. But I have no particular love for Leatherman. I just like that one because I've had it forever, and I do kind of like old tools. Oh, I didn't check if Al is still here. I mean, his reply was at 10:07. Oh yeah, so he's still here. Nope. Al, I just poured some blue. You've probably poured yourself a dram of the king. So yes, David, I have poured in myself a dram of the blue. Russell, do you have a dram of something?
No, I'm gonna stick with beer tonight.
You're gonna stick with beer tonight? Okay.
Yep.
I did a little retail therapy this week. I had a really crappy Saturday. No, I didn't. I just was feeling down. So I went and I bought this, which is a terrific entry level peat monster. Probably one of the best. Now, granted, in Quebec, it's not priced as an entry level. This is an $82 bottle, but it's an entry
Tree
level,
level.
you know, where prices are not stupid. So I bought that, and I bought the makings for bolognese sauce, and I made the sauce and had a dram of the whiskey. Sauce took me 4 hours. But yeah, so that's a little retail therapy. It's a great little whiskey, but it's not what we're having
Retail
tonight.
therapy. I've never heard it called the retail therapy before.
Really? I used to,
It's
dude. I said this to this crowd out loud before, but I had like 10 years working at a fashion magazine, so I know about retail therapy.
fair.
I also know way too much about fashion. I know enough about fashion that every time my daughter starts speaking a little fashionista like, it makes me a little sad because that's a garbage world, an absolutely garbage world.
I hate the idea of fashion.
Yeah, I do too.
I like why the McDonald's in my comfy pants.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said McDonald's. I never go to McDonald's, but why can't I go to the Subway in my comfy
Subway,
pants?
the Subway of your choice,
Right?
in your PJs. And that's the funny thing. Working at the magazine is like there's the stylist room where they dress to the nines, and oftentimes, I mean, they're a lot of them were really young, so they're the type who were like wearing two or three fads at once, which is terrible. But like in the editorial section where I worked, man, sometimes we came to work in our PJs. You know, like it's like two entirely different worlds happening because they were all about like their styling stuff and they're putting outfits together and they just live it and they take it serious. And then there's those of us who work in editorial who are there because we're writers. The fashion magazine is just where we happen to work, kind of thing. Sorry, one of my monitors is slightly under the other one, and it's driving me crazy. So I made a justification. So am I behind again or no? Okay. So Al hasn't answered me. So, but I think he's got
I,
he's got
I
out the
think he's
dram.
gone. I think he's
I,
gone for the night.
but I poured blue.
Pour it
If
back
I
in.
in honor of Al, who's recently departed, as in recently gone to bed, we'll drink because I don't like pouring it back in. Hold on a second.
All right, I'll get some too in honor of Al.
Steve is asking if Black Barrel whiskey. Oh, he's drinking Jameson Black Barrel. Really good. I haven't tried the Black Barrel yet. I haven't
What?
found it.
Something you haven't tried?
There's all kinds of stuff I haven't tried. Like almost every unopened bottle in my back room, I haven't tried yet. All right. Well, if Russell's getting a dram, I'm not going to drink yet. I'll wait for him. So while he's doing that, I don't know. I kind of want to show you guys more knives, but I'll wait until Russell's back for that as well. I also don't want to like drink too many drams with this many sharp objects next to me. You know what I'm saying? I've showed off actually almost everything I have. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh wow! Wow!
What?
I guess I should have turned the light on to pour this.
Now that is an energetic pour.
Wow! I thought I'd gone. I was like, oh no, I'm just gonna pour a little bit tonight. I'm not gonna pour. I should have turned the light on.
Yeah. So here's
That
to it.
is
Cheers.
energetic, all right. City Girl and I did a taste test one night.
Did you? What did you taste test it against?
It was pretty funny. The Grants.
Listen, the Grants is a very old school blended malt. Like that's your grandpa's whiskey.
Uh-huh.
I'm just waiting respectfully for you to take a sip. Since I feel that I interrupted you, I would make up for it by waiting while you took a sip.
There, done.
Yeah, done. Yeah, I mean, this is a very old school whiskey as well. The Johnny Walker Blue. This is also like there was a TV show that really tied that one up right. There were two different groups of very successful businessmen or lawyers, and the older guys, the guys who are sort of getting on, probably retiring in about 10 years kind of thing, they had a bottle of Blue Label on the table and they were all drinking whiskey. Whereas the younger guys, I don't remember what they had, but it was something other. It was a much younger brand, like one of these sort of more modern flavors. I don't remember what it was, but it was like, yeah, that's the difference right there. And the Grants is an old school. It's not a great whiskey by any stretch, but it's an affordable one, and it's good if you're making cocktails. Not like an old fashioned, because an old fashioned, the whiskey really carries the show. But if you're doing something where the whiskey is just sort of, it's part of a whole bunch of flavors, then the Grants works fine. That's where like Red Label shines as well. Because Red Label, before I tried the proper 12, Red Label was my least favorite whiskey of all time.
Sorry, I kind of zoned out when you were doing all that talking. Are we still talking about knives?
Yeah. Jerk.
Gonna be me.
This, Russell knows well. David knows well. People who've been watching me for a while know well, because I bought this as a kit and I put it together. And I did it on video. My only regret is that I wish that where I had bought this from offered the flat ground, because I would rather this in a flat ground, because this is an ideal food prep knife. Yeah, you got the same one as I, but yours was not a kit.
No, not a kit.
Yeah, and in fact, I used yours when I was camping on your land. Great knife. And this is bigger than I usually like. This is what is a 5.25 inch blade. Homie Omi knows, I think, how big this blade is.
It looks bigger than a 5.
Yeah, it's
gotta be 6.
It's a lot bigger than I usually like, but something about this blade shape and everything. This is almost a chopper to me. So like I use it slightly differently than I use my normal, because my comfort zone is a 4-inch blade. I feel that is the ideal trade-off for me between portability and capability. I can still baton certain sizes with it. I can do almost everything with that. This, excuse me, can do all that, and then there are different capabilities. Like you can really chop with this, especially because of where the balance is on it.
Oh, it says the blade is a 5.5 inch.
5.5.
Interesting. I gotta check that out. Oh my god! I've gone into the drawer of
doom.
The drawer of doom. Yeah, pretty much a black hole of stuff.
Yeah.
There it is. One of the best things I've ever bought. Little measuring tape.
Oh yeah, nice.
It's so damn handy to have something like this around.
Is that one of those that's only Imperial?
It might be. It looks like it is, but it's like, as long as you don't take it anywhere and use it anywhere, as long as it stays here at the desk. Then...
Oh, I see what you're saying. I was like, what? I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's longer than 5.5, just slightly longer than 5.5. Wow, I would have sworn that was a 6 inch. That's what she said. Now I gotta look at my which one was it? This one? I wonder if this was a 6 inch.
Yeah.
No, it's 5 1/4 maybe.
5 1/4.
Yeah. Well,
Interesting.
yeah, 5 1/4. Huh. What do I
Hold on.
know?
Hold on a sec. Rebel with an O is asking any lost and found knives. I have never found a knife. I know some people have. In fact, the Hella Tamagami knife is based on a knife that Les Stroud found while he was up at Tamagami. So the story behind that, I really want that knife. I don't care if it's stainless or carbon. I really want the Hella Tamagami, but it's $100 more than it was when I first decided I wanted that knife, but I would just wait until there was a bit more money around. So I don't think I'm ever going to get it because now it's hoving in on like $300. I mean, that's whiskey money. Just kidding.
So this is the knife we were just talking about. The
Number 4. Yeah,
where
it's
does it go?
still
Yeah, the number 4.
it's not a bad price. I mean, these are basic knives, right? These are not. There's no like boutique knife quality in these. These are. I mean, they're handmade-ish, but
Where did I put them?
they're basic. You know, these are meat and potatoes knives.
Yeah, that's a good bang for your buck knife right there.
Yeah.
If you're going out in the bush, the number 4. If you're just carrying it around,
Yeah.
and you want a knife on your body, the number 1. And the only weird thing about, of course, these is, and I know we've talked about this before, but this little lip on the thing, like
Yeah,
I am
I've almost
scared.
sliced it off several times.
It's like you can't get it in there one-handed without worrying that you're going to cut that thing right off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you
David also
shouldn't need 2
has.
hands.
Yeah, I need 2 hands because I don't want to slice it off, and I am absolutely certain I'm going to. In fact,
Yeah.
yeah, there are nicks from
Hmm.
me, but I don't know how they would because when it's closed, it really does the job. This is not going anywhere,
Oh
right?
yeah, absolutely. Oh wow. Now that I have my glasses on, can you see that?
Yeah.
Like that is cut. There's almost a half-inch cut there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to lose that.
If you're not careful, you are. Yeah. David actually, because David says his Grommet number 4 is his from a kit, and I remember him. He
Yeah.
got his kit before I got mine. David, do you have a little slice on yours as well?
Wow.
From out and in. Be interested to. Oh, he still needs to address the handle hotspots on his. Yeah. Shackwood Farms. Hi, by the way. Welcome to the stream. Shackwood Farms says the Blackbird SK5 is decent. I don't know that one. I don't know it. Do you know that one, Russell?
No, but I know a man who can look that up. Oh wait, it's
Okay.
me.
Ron Tesley is asking if I think to me, are you ever going to show a video of you using this knife? Which one are you talking about, Ron? Are you talking about the number 4 or the number 1? Because all my knives have shown up in my videos so far. Not all of them have shown up very often. The one that's shown up the most is my Australian knife.
There's the Blackbird SK5.
Wow, that looks like a really tactical Kephart. I kind of like that. How much is that? Not that I'm gonna buy a knife tonight or anything, but how much is that?
This is a. This looks like a review that
Yeah, it's a review.
I've gone into. So maybe maybe Shackwood Farms can clue us in.
Shackwood, how much is that knife? Do you know? Oh yeah, Tenenbaum says it's basically a modern Kephart, which is really cool. Absolutely, that is cool. I like it. Shackwood also agrees. Says that the Tamagami is the most comfy. I want one of those bad. Ron is asking Russell. Last year you got. Who did you get to field dress and butcher it? But I think you did your own last time, didn't you?
I did my own, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. In fact, this is the knife I used. Well,
Yeah.
not for. I mean, I did a lot of the butchering with this knife, but when it came down to actually, damn, now I forget. But I know when I was skinning it, this is the knife I was using as well.
And that's that is made for skinning and butchering game. That knife is
Yeah,
made for that. They're
that's good.
like the first time I came across that was in a hunting magazine. Uh, David says a little wear on the inside, but nothing like Russell's. Yeah, no, I'm really careful because I've got starting a few little nicks on mine. Is that going to show up if I do that? No, of course not.
Well,
But
I'm eventually going to lose that, aren't I?
well, you can be
But without
careful from here on in.
but without that, yeah, that's just going to slide right out. There's
Yeah,
nothing
no, no,
touching that. There's no
yeah.
friction there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, Shackwood says that SK5 was around 150 bucks at least 6 years ago. I'm gonna guess that that's American. I don't know where you live, Shackwood, but I'm guessing most people on my live streams are from the States, so I'm assuming that that's gonna be 150 American 6 years ago. So it's probably about a $200 knife Canadian. I like it though. I like it, and with the was that micarta handle? It's probably a stainless like that. That would be a wintertime knife for me, or one where I'm at the beach, or in either a seaside or a Great Lakes kind of locations. Anywhere where rust becomes a real issue, something like that would do me really, really well. Have I not shown any? Oh, yeah. Here's my Ukrainian knife. This is my BPS. The hell's it called? A1, K4, whatever. What the hell's it called? It's like their take on. It's very woodlory up here, and it's very much more like like what are those American companies I'm thinking about? Like Battle Horse, stuff like that down here, Brothers of Bushcraft, stuff like that. And this handle, I believe, is a mahogany and removable tabernacle. There you
Removable
go.
tabernacle.
Sorry, removable scales. What's the model number on this?
Yeah, I want a knife with a removable tabernacle.
Why you gotta be like that? This is a carbon steel. I don't remember the model number, but I did a video on it. This was a $47 Canadian. Okay, this thing works way beyond its price range. The edge retention, ease of sharpening. I don't remember what the steel is, but look at the thickness on that leather. Okay, look at that. We're talking like
That's serious.
yeah, straight up like what 9 ounce or something. You got a dangler, or if you're old school, you can put it right on your. But I like a dangler myself, but that's because I'm fat, so it's harder for me to get at something that's directly on my belt. This is probably my most recent. No, Russell, is this my most recent, or is the number one the number four my most recent?
I don't remember when you bought this one.
I think the number four is my most recent knife. The one that I built. But I cannot believe how good a knife this is for under 50 bucks. It makes me think about now. Under 50 bucks means like there's no drainage hole in the bottom. I can fix that myself. But like there's some and it's a machine stitched sheath. When you're spending that little money, there are going to be elements that are non-boutique, but who cares? First of all, everything like that on this knife you can fix yourself. It's not absolutely smooth along here. There's a bit of catch that creates hot spots, but again, whatever. I have a belt sander, but just I can't believe how good this is. The company is based, I believe, in or around Kiev, so they're still making knives. Currently, they're making knives for the Ukrainian army, so there may be trouble getting these over here. But yeah, for the price, I love that knife. Is it my favorite knife of everything I have here? No, of course not. But for the price, it really, really rocks. Shackwood says that knife was around 150 Canadian 6 years ago. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. I may have to go into okay. Up. Of course, Tenenbaum doing the good work again. Right now, it's about 180 US in S35 or 110 and 420 HC. Yeah, I could see that 420 high carbon. I'd probably go for the 420, not just for the price, because I think that the 420 would be easier to sharpen than the S35 VN. I think. Tenenbaum, do you know anything about that? Steve Matteau is asking if we're ever planning on having moose. Man, I just had moose last week. I love
Yeah,
moose.
I bought some moose seeds, so I'm planning on having some shortly. Anyway, let's. Pam B sent me this picture. I assume that's her her regular knife that she carries around. What is it, Pam?
It's a puko. Is it a hella though, or is it something more traditional? Um,
It does say hella on it.
it does, yeah. So
Nice,
yeah.
nice, nice catch.
Yeah, Hella also makes the Kephart. Not the Kephart, the Tamagami. Nice stuff. Hella is based in Norway, so they got the Scandinavian magic that I love so well. Tenenbaum says that the S35 is pretty new. They used to be 154 cm and they're a little cheaper. Yeah, I like old school steels. I know what to do with. There's a familiarity there. Like I know that there are all kinds of really cool super steels out there, bigger money, better edge retention. I don't care. I know how to sharpen O1 tool steel. I know how to sharpen some of the these knives are all in old school steels, and I'm good with that. I don't need to spend the extra money on some vanadium magic, unobtainium, blah blah blah. Don't care. What I care about is a knife that stays sharp through a reasonable amount of work, and if I really need to, I can sharpen it on a rock in the woods. I'll make the edge nicer
On a
again when I
rock.
get home. But you know what I'm saying?
On a rock
Um,
in the woods.
Rebel with an O. Yes, BPS knives from the Ukraine. But I think you can buy these. I think I bought this one from like Amazon. BPS knives. Yep. I bought this one from Amazon.ca. So on Amazon.com, it's probably like $40 or something. Which it's the one that they call their bushcraft model. I don't remember what the number was. A1 or I think it's A1 actually.
Jim.
Hey
Hey, Jim.
Jim.
You driving?
Yeah.
Probably driving.
Mark John says that Andy from Survival YT is using the. Can I just start that entire sentence again? Andy from Kent Survival YouTube is using the Ukrainian knife. Is he saying good things about it? I mean, if he's using it as his main knife, he probably likes it. Tenenbaum says, yeah, this is exactly what I'm expecting. S35 VN. Going to be a lot harder to sharpen, but will retain an edge a lot longer. I don't care. I'm not afraid of sharpening my knife. But the super steel is what I'm afraid of is not being able to sharpen it on a rock if I'm out. And I've lost my little... Yeah. David Evans says, oh, yes, he's reminding me. What about sharpening stones? So here's the thing. In my backpack, I keep little what are they? DMS, DMT, something little diamond plates, but I can't find the backpack right now, so I can't show them off.
I know where mine. I'm gonna grab mine.
Okay, you've got them. All right. They're an excellent portable solution. I don't know about Russell's, but mine came with like a coarse, a medium, and a fine. I don't know what micron numbers those correspond with because I don't have them in front of me. But I would love that little Fjellraven stone or something like that. But I feel that with a stone, if you drop it or you drop your pack off a small cliff onto rocks or something, I feel that the stone would shatter, whereas the plates are really robust. Like, really. And they ain't that expensive. Because the thing is, when it's in your bushcraft bag, your pack, your camping bag, your what do you call it, your go bag, anything like that, the portability of something small is way win over something bigger like this. Okay. If you have a knife with serrations on it, then get one of these little guys. You're never going to use this side. Okay. You're not. If you use these sides, you got to hand in your bushcraft card. But what you want is this side. I can't get it open right now because, because it's all jammed up. But what this is, tabernouche. Hold on, guys. I'm going to get that open by hook or by crook. What the hell does by hook or by crook mean anyway? I'm trying to get it open. Russell's trying to find his sharpening stones. We're a real pro outfit here tonight. There we go. Okay, this is why you want one of these little Smith's things. It's for this, if you have, like on my ugly ass LMF2, where it's got those serrations, this is the only way you're going to get those serrations nice and sharpened up. The rest of this I never use. To hell with it. No way. Forget about it. Maybe on the LMF2 because I use it like as a workshop crowbar, but on any of my bushcraft knives, no. That's a stones or plates situation. So what you got? Did you find your plates?
Yeah, sorry. You were talking about portable stuff, and I didn't bring down my portable stuff. I brought down my my real stuff.
Oh, so you got like the full size plates?
Yeah, they're actual whetstones.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That I never use.
Really?
I used them a lot way back, and I just haven't gotten into them. But really, when it comes to stuff like this is something that you really got to practice a lot to get good. To get good sharpening out of. Let's see, I've got. So this one is my. Do they make like transition glasses that start at like reading glasses that start at 0.5 up here and then go down to like 10 down here?
I don't know. But
so yeah, so
mine that are coming are transitionals though.
And these whetstones are like you got to soak them for like 5 minutes before you actually use them.
Right.
So 220 grit. That doesn't feel like 220. What is that? It says 220, but so 220 on one side, 1000 on the other side, and then sorry, I should have been ready with this.
Well, I kind of surprised you with the sharpening stuff. But I like that David asked that because I was looking for an excuse to talk about that.
It's actually really important, right?
Yeah.
Then this one is 4,000 on this side and then 8,000 on this side. So
no, nice.
And it feels like marble. Like it's so smooth. And then of course if you're going to do these, it's funny that they'll ship these to you, or you can buy them like this, but they're not perfectly flat, right? And the first thing you have to do is, if you do the pencil thing, you draw a pencil all the way through it, and then you get something like this, which is I'm not sure what the grid is on this, but it's like flat. This is perfectly flat, and then you just kind of rub your thing on it, and then look where the pencil lines are, still there, and then you rub them down until these are perfectly flat.
Yeah.
This can also be used for sharpening, but that's not why I bought it. And I forget what grit this is. Doesn't say on it anymore. Anyway, that's my system. I mean, I have the Lansky, 2 Lansky sets somewhere. I'm not sure where they are though.
I have here a knockoff Lansky set, Gatco.
Yeah.
I don't use it that much anymore. I'm with you. I think stones are the way to go. I am dying to spend some serious money on a nice set of stones. This I got from Lee Valley. This was a king stone. King? Well, Lee Valley, but it's a Japanese-made water stone.
I think I got all my stones from Lee Valley as well. To be honest,
it's a great place to buy your stuff. So this side is a 1,000, and then this side is a 4,000. Now, this is the only stone I have, and this one is you got to soak this one as well, but I would love to buy a set of Splash and Goes. I'm dropping a video in the side chat. I was going to type out a whole thing about it, but I just dropped the video. What that is I'm sharpening a kitchen knife. And the first part of that video is exactly what Russell was talking about, flattening my stones, because back there is somewhere I have a stone truing stone. Now, as you can see, I've had this stone for like 15 years, right? So, yeah, there it is. Man, look at me, I'm 20 pounds lighter. Um, yeah, so that's the sharpening stone, truing stone. I have made the marks, and
Mm,
then you just, until
the
the marks are
truing.
all gone,
Yep.
right? So there you go. Now, once all the marks are gone, like as soon as all the marks are gone, you're flat. You're absolutely flat.
Yep. Oh, you
Uh,
do the edges as well.
yeah, I just do one or two strikes down the edges, because that way they're less fragile, right? It's the same as you slightly round the edges of a wooden countertop or something, right? To make sure that you don't accidentally, because a sharp 90-degree edge is a fragile edge, whether it's wood or marble or whatever. Which reminds me, I gotta redo my kitchen knives in a big way. That knife that I'm sharpening right there, there's only one of that knife in the world. I bought it off the guy. No, I didn't buy it off the guy who made it. I bought it from a guy who bought it off the guy who made it, and I asked him about making me a set to go with that knife. Can I start that sentence again? I asked him to make me a whole set to go with it, and he said, "I'm never doing another kitchen knife as long as I live." He was a bushcraft knife maker. It's like, no, no, forget about it. It's an expensive knife, even secondhand. I believe that knife cost me 200 US. Such a nice knife.
Good night, Pam.
Oh, good night, Pam. Take care of your stones. Okay, Pam. um, Shackwood says, workshop knife and tool sharpener, mini belt center. Yeah, I like that thing, especially that was it the Ken Onion edition. It's got some really nice options, but it's money, and it's money. Why are you showing the? I think they got the idea.
I just like that.
Um, wait, hold on a second. Hold on. I think some cool things got. Yeah, Rebel is like up to an 8,000 whetstone and then strop. Yeah, stropping is definitely important. I forgot to bring my strop over.
Hmm,
I have the green stuff that I put on my strop
where's my
from
strap?
Lee Valley. Um, Pam went to bed, but she asked what moose tastes like. It's gamey, for sure. A little less so than deer or horse, I find, but it's still gamey. Tenenbaum says here in Sweden there are quite a few choices of moose products at the grocery store: moose sausage, moose cold cuts, plus the usual steaks and roasts. In Quebec, we don't. That's not true for moose here, but for things like bison and horse, you have a lot of options generally at the no. You have steaks and ground meat mostly. Maybe a couple of sausages or the that fondue meat, that really thin stuff. But you don't have quite the same options as you do for beef or pork. David, you could probably bring that machete back. I mean, if it's in your luggage and not in your carry-on, I don't see why you couldn't bring that back. Tenenbaum says, one of my favorites. I will hang about. I will right-click on that, open in a new tab, and see what it is. Oh, those are oh, of course. It says Alcorf. So Alcorf is moose sausage. I do like a nice sausage. I mean, I shouldn't. I mean, you don't want to know what's going into a sausage, but I do really. We need single malt eyeglasses. I have single malt eyeglasses. Or, no, those are rose colored glasses, but for whiskey. Once sharpened, please maintain edge. Absolutely. That's where a strop comes into. Oh, you got a couple of. Oh, you've got some nice strops. I have one like that, but not as nice. I have the one from Lee Valley that's narrower than that, but man, yours is nicer than mine.
I think I got this when I got into shaving with the straight razor.
Yeah, I shave with a straight razor on the regular, but I have one of those that's more
But this
flexible.
is but this is nice. This is something that I've used for this knife with the convex edge because
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
just
absolutely. I like that strop. Where did you buy that?
I don't remember. I might have been a shaving store online,
Okay.
and then I also got this guy, of course.
Yeah, I
So
have
you
a much older version of that for my straight razor. Yeah.
so you attach the one end and you grab the other end and you hold it
Yeah.
tight and you run your knife up and down.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do with the fuzzy side, but
It's just another, look, you can strop on a pair of jeans if you do it right. You know what I'm saying? Like
well,
it's
you could,
not,
or a belt. Yeah.
or a belt. Yeah. Absolutely.
How did you not see this stuff when you were here?
I don't know. Well, you were sick, so I was staying the hell out of your house. Country boy gets his moose for free. Oh, what the hell? My friend gets one almost every year with his native hunting partner, but he doesn't eat moose, so I raid his freezer. Oh my land.
He hunts moose, but he doesn't eat it.
Oh my god. Okay.
Why would he?
Yeah, that's
Hmm.
weird, right? Um, Made his own strop after modeling from Bush Radical.
Wonder. So David's question here. You might start with a Lansky system. I think. I wonder if I wonder where my Lansky system is. Let me see if I can find it quickly here. And yes, I am riding over beer cans, David.
While he's looking for that, I will show you. This is not Lansky branded. This is Gatco, but it's essentially the same thing. And I did buy this from Amazon, I believe. So it's a coarse, a medium, and like fine, like for honing. Up here we got some oil, and here we have the little stand that you hold your knife in. You put your knife blade in here, and then these holes correspond to various degrees. I believe that the actual Lansky one might come with a stand, which would be really nice because the hands get tired trying to hold this thing straight.
Yeah, that's essentially it. I can't find my Lansky, but that's essentially it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
It's a nice
used to
little
use
kit.
this a lot.
It's
Yeah.
it's great if you're not sure if you can, if you're doing it by hand, you got to have the angle right.
Yeah.
Right? But if the Lansky system makes sure that if it's 30 degrees, it's always at 30
Yeah.
degrees.
Absolutely.
Look what I did find though. I found my $1 million bill.
Nice. You're a
Yes, I
millionaire.
should use that somewhere.
To get at Subway?
Oh man, you know how many subs that would buy?
A year's supply.
1,000.
Yeah.
100,000 subs.
Yeah. It's like just put it on my tab forever. Check out Canadian Outdoor Equipment Company for a good choice of knives, axes, sharpening tools, etc. Also, my first video ever is on their page. Is on the page for their very basic flint and steel kit because I bought it from them and I shot a review of it and they asked if they could put the video on that page and they did. Hey, Pedro.
Pedro from Brazil, welcome.
Nice to see you.
What's welcome in Portuguese? I need to learn that.
Is it Benvendo? Benvendo? I don't know if my pronunciation's right. Benvendo. No, that doesn't. Yes. Todas gracias. Resultados apenas bem-vindo e bem-vindo. Sistema da língua portuguesa. Okay. From Bem, well, and Vindo,
Benvindo.
come.
Benvindo. Welcome.
Compare Galician benvido and Spanish bienvenido. Bienvenido, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that does. Bienvenido.
Hold on a second. Oh, I see. He just needs to be out hunting no matter what season it is. He doesn't criticize him because he gets free game meat. Nice.
Well, he hunts with his native hunting partner, right? So he
Yeah,
can hunt anytime he wants.
my hunting partner was native as well, though. We didn't get something every time we went.
Yeah.
Big Green Moose, hi by the way, says Paul's Finest is also a Canadian retailer and they do all kinds of stones, Japanese knives, etc. Yes, I think you're right. I have checked that out before. I would love a set of nice Japanese kitchen knives. Ain't gonna happen because this is the kind of household, shall we say, where the knives get washed and then just sort of dropped into the rack. So I'm not spending, several $100 on a simple set of Japanese knives just to have them dropped in the rack or stuff like that. But yes, I would love some nice Japanese knives. I would also like, because I sometimes shoot cocktail videos, I would like a really nice knife for when I'm zoomed in on cutting a lime or taking a strip of peel to spritz over the drink. Like I would like a nice knife for that. I recently bought kind of a nicer shaker and stuff. I feel that like it's nice to have some cool presentation when I'm making cocktails. So I've been working on improving that. But a nice knife would really help. Would help my appreciation of my skills because it's all about feeling vindicated and validated by the viewers. I have no real sense of my own value as a human being. How was that, Russell?
Sorry, I zoned out.
Fair enough. Hold on. Williams Lake and surrounding area is a moose haven. Why do you keep showing that video?
It's a different spot.
I know, but it's still the same video, and it's not showing the sharpening.
It's a great pose. That's all.
Yes. Look, and wait, bring that back.
You can bring it back.
You see the open door there with the stickers all over. One day, my buddy Robin and I were sort of in here in that room, door closed, running my thickness planer. We were doing some woodwork, and my daughter Camille and his daughter were much younger than they are today. And I heard this knock on the door, and Camille said, "Daddy, look what we did!" And I opened it, and it's all like sparkly flower and butterfly stickers. I was like, "Oh, excellent!" They're still on that door. Like, thanks, honey. You know what I'm saying? Russell gone. Let's just take that off of there so that we can see that Russell gone. Just taking a look.
I heard what you were saying, and that's adorable. Actually, I would never take those stickers off.
No, I'm probably not. 10:55 p.m. Yeah, David, I see that. 10:56 now, actually. I see that. Well, I guess we're coming down the home stretch, but there's still 28 people here, so maybe we'll go to like 11:15 tonight. What do you think?
We gotta center in on a knife, and
I
I love
that.
this.
That's the one that's 214 euros, though, right?
Yes, that's the only problem. Do we have a Canadian equivalent? out there?
Where I bought my Morris was the Canadian Outdoor Equipment Company.
Okay. Do they?
I'm checking them out right now because they do sell Morris. They also sell Hele, so it's dangerous for me to go there. And they sell Gransfors Brooks. I feel that one day I'm gonna have to buy that hunting axe, but it like Gransfors axes are a lot more expensive than they were when I was buying them, like actively buying them. Like wow, the prices are awful. Yeah, okay, they're not up at Canadian Outdoor Equipment Company yet. Thing is, they are brand
Ooh.
new.
Well,
So
do they have similar cooking
yeah,
knives?
but like if you look at like the outdoor kitchen, was it outdoorkitchen.com? They've got some really no, it's not. That's not them. What the hell is it?
Hey, before I forget, because I will forget. Did you see in my last video with Ray was using
The
the
axe for?
axe?
Yeah, kind of using it almost as a draw knife. It was cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was. He actually cut himself. It doesn't. It's not in the video, but which
Badly
is weird
or
because he was being no, he just nicked a finger, but he was being
okay.
pretty careful too.
Yeah,
Anyway, so I wanted to get that in.
I'm looking to see if I can find that knife company that does like sort of bushcraft cooking knives. Because they advertise on my Facebook all the time. But of course, because now I'm looking for it, forgot about it.
Oh, they have hook knives on there.
The Mora.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking at Canadian Outdoor Equipment.
Mm. Yeah, I'm not gonna find that other knife company right now. Um, yeah, like there's. Hold on a second here. Jim says I've heat treated my son's knives that I made for both my boys and I'm working on polishing them up right now, getting the scale off of them. Jim, I'd like to see pictures of
Pictures?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pictures.
yeah. David is on his way home on Saturday. Nice.
And you're flying.
And he's flying. Flying home. It must be nice to, like, I guess the Canadian house is home, David? Or, like, because you own the place in Florida too, don't you? Or is it someone else's place that you stay at? I don't remember. I know he's
You,
told me this.
he owns the place in Florida, but here in Canada is home.
Hmm. So it must be
Because
nice to.
I know through conversation with David, he'd rather be here than in Florida.
Mm-hmm. Tea's a good drink. I would pour a dram, but it's 11 o'clock, so we're only doing this for another 15 minutes. You know what
I
I'm
got to get through this somehow.
saying? That's a big honking dram. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna end this
Yeah,
with
it
a
has some of
bang.
that. I was going to say open the Ardbeg.
Yeah, okay. I'll do the Ardbeg.
Ardbeg, sorry.
Yeah, because that's an $81 bottle versus a $211 bottle. I mean, I like you guys and all, but the context is just wrong.
Yeah. I only like you $80 much, not $220 much.
You know what's funny though? There's an element to the burial at sea that only became clear in the whiskey world. There's this whole thing about like some people think when you pop it open, and it's around here. It takes drinking it down to there for it to oxidize and the oxygen to feed, not feed, but like to breathe a bit. And so that when you get down here is where the flavors and everything sort of comes alive. And the conceit, the unwritten conceit of my whiskey channel is that I'm trying to figure out if that's just BS or if there's anything to it. This bottle tells me that there's something to it because what I didn't notice until I was down here is that like with a lot of Isla peat, there's kind of a band-aid element to this, like a medicinal kind of a rubbery band-aid thing that I thankfully it's not too strong in this bottle, but it's something I don't like. And I have a bottle of an English peated whiskey in there that I'm never going to drink from again because it's just too strong. But up here there was none of that band-aid, and down around here it sort of started to become more pronounced. Cast a society cast number 53. 53 I think is Kalila. Anyways, so
Yeah,
the
pour the damn
Ardbeg
thing already.
doesn't do that.
Pour the damn thing already, or whatever you're gonna pour. Pour
Like
something.
this.
Okay.
Yeah, I poured the Ardbeg because the Ardbeg doesn't do that medicinal thing. It's more sort of campfire, barbecued meat kind of smoke.
And so David is driving. Why did I think you were flying?
Oh, I thought it was flying too.
You shouldn't have any problem bringing that machete back, David. I would take a couple of whacks at a tree with it and like don't clean it off. Just put it back in its sheath like that, so it doesn't
Oh
look
yeah,
like it's brand new.
so it's not a new item. Yeah, that's not a
Yeah,
bad idea.
and
And
then
we
don't
just
declare
said
it or
this.
anything.
We just said this in public on the internet, though.
Ah,
And
some
we
stupid
know
duties and
that,
taxes are.
but we know that Canada Border Services Agency watches my stuff.
Well, I know the NSA still watches, my stuff. So
Of course, absolutely.
Spooks Fest.
Hey, look who is here!
Dennis.
Look who is here! Dennis is here. Hi, Dennis.
Dennis is
how
here.
are you? Yeah. Okay, Jim says as soon as he gets home, he'll shoot a couple of pictures and throw them up on the Discord.
How long will that be? Another hour?
So nearing it so far.
Jim, I hate that you have this crazy drive at the end of the day.
Yeah, that seems like a wicked, wicked drive. Beto is telling David that in some cities in the mountainous region, in the extreme winters, snow has already occurred.
Yes.
Mountainous regions. So I guess you don't get a lot of snow in Brazil, eh? Being closer to the equator than we are and everything.
Well, the equator goes right through Brazil, does it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
That's the Ardbeg magic. But like, even down around there is like he's saying that up in the mountains there's some. Okay. Even up in the mountains, trying to get back on track, there's some snow. So I guess even around the equator, if you get high enough up into the air, like on top of a mountain, you're still going to get some snow.
Yep.
Wow. Big Green Moose just picked up a Cory. That's too rich for my blood, but I want a bottle of that because I have never tried the Cory Vrecken. Because I'm afraid of... There's nothing for me to be afraid of because Ardbeg doesn't do the Band-Aid. It's not like Lafroig where, if you pick up like the quarter cask, there's too much of it for me.
Oh.
But Cory Vrecken, that's a classy bottle, dude. That's expensive. I mean, I got an Ugadal. I got the Wee Beastie. I used to have a 10. I have an O, but the Cory I haven't bought yet. I did win an allocation for whatever their sort of punk rock committee release was called.
Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Don't do that.
Sorry about that.
Don't do that.
I don't know where that came from.
Right. Oh, you got out the duty free. Holy snap! That you would have saved some money there. Did you get a liter bottle then? I noticed that sometimes at duty frees, like the bottles are huge. And there's an Ugadal. There's a one liter Ugadal available. I think it's mostly at duty frees and stuff as well. Jim is 2 minutes from his house.
Oh, we might get this then.
Yeah. Yes, David, I know it goes right through Brazil, but Brazil's a big, well, not next to Canada, but it's a big freaking country. Right? It's not like
He's
It's not
laughing
like
at me though.
a
What did I
thin
do wrong?
stripe. No, he's laughing at me. I think he's laughing at me. Wait, Big Green Moose, you got it for $80 US?
Where are the freaking grid lines on
I
this?
got to cross the borders just so I can come back through the duty free, because that's an amazing price for the Corey Vrecken.
Oh, where's my? There it is.
So Russell,
Yeah.
would you say that this comment from David is calling me boring?
Oh no. That's not David.
You
David
don't
wouldn't do something like
you don't
that.
think he's being a brat? Tenenbaum says he's not awake. Okay, that's good to know. Tenenbaum lives in a country that makes a whiskey, a bottle of which I am dying to get my hands on, but because I live here, it's almost impossible to get your hands on. There's a whiskey company in Sweden called High Coast, named after a certain chunk of the coast of Sweden, and they make a bottle called the Berry, which I guess in English we would call Berg. And I've been waiting for it to come into stock here in Canada for like 3 years now. And so, Tenenbaum, if you could just tell him to ship a few bottles over, we highly
Cheers.
appreciate it. I mean, not that I want to turn this into a whiskey talk. I have a whole other channel for that.
Yeah, drips and moans or something.
Yeah, Drips and Moans. It's a whiskey porn channel.
Got it.
The possibilities are endless. But shooting every video is very expensive. 11:08. Okay. Because I don't want to go too late. Man, today was an absolute tire fire at work. So I want to get a good night's sleep. It's so good to have done this live stream, though. It sort of changed my headspace, made me cheerfulier. What? Cheerfulier? More
I like it.
cheerful? Yeah,
Cheerful
cheerfulier.
ear
Okay, let's use that.
or cheerful ear.
Yes. Made me feel better.
Good. I'm glad to have contributed that. Let's see if I have any knives here that I haven't talked about. Yes,
What you got?
I bought these for they're hunting, field dressing, and skinning knives. And I don't think I've ever actually used them. Oh, this one has the same problem as my number 4, but
Okay, so that's a skinning knife. Right?
Tiny little knives.
Yeah. Does the other one have a gut hook on it?
Doesn't. I don't believe it does.
Huh. Okay, no, that's a skinning knife. That's definitely a skinning knife. So the other one is more for the organs and stuff. I'm surprised that kit doesn't have a gut hook anywhere on it.
Yeah, I don't know if I I guess I should try using a gut hook sometime. I need to get more game. I need to shoot more game.
I've never actually used a gut hook. We've never, none of the guys I hunt with have ever had one with a gut hook. But I love the theory behind it. But you got to keep that sharp. You got to keep.
It makes sense because you don't want to, it's to prevent like cutting open the guts.
Yeah. Oh my snap! David is going to Scotland in April. Yeah, going to Scotland. If I was going to Scotland, I would bring home some bottles, or a couple of bottles. I would bring home for sure. I mean, I would not bring home necessarily a haggis, but
haggis in a bottle.
Yuck! I don't like haggis. I don't. I hope I'm not insulting anyone in the side chat here, but I do not enjoy the haggis. So, by the way, is that like is that a Gerber knife set or what? Who makes that?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't remember. Probably says somewhere on the knife, right?
Likely somewhere like me.
I bought this years ago. And I've never used it. I don't think. I don't remember using it. Hunt Shield. Hunt Shield? It's a bit weird, right?
Oh,
I
Beto
don't know.
says the equator passes through Macapa in the north, not far from Manaus. Here I am more below, right in the south, close to Uruguay, not far from Argentina. Okay, so to me, your climate is probably pretty, maybe not massively different, but you're probably a little cooler down
It's
there.
what's interesting is the Tropic of Capricorn also goes through Brazil, by the looks of it,
Mm.
close to Uruguay. Yeah, like he. I mean, the if I'm looking at the map right, the southern tip of Brazil is like almost
It's pretty far from the equator,
as far
comparatively
away from the
speaking.
equator as we are from the Tropic of Cancer. Well, no, not quite, but yeah, it's interesting. Brazil is huge, man. Do they know?
Yes, but yes, I remember for a year when I was in high school, there were three Brazilian girls. Like I don't know if they were exchange or if they were from the um, what's the non-embassy called? You know, like Ottawa has embassies, but the other cities have consulates. Thank you, Jesse. There were three girls. I think maybe their parents worked at the consulate, and all three of them were convinced that Brazil was the second largest country in the world, and nobody wanted to gainsay them because they were all three of them were extremely good looking.
There we go. Oops.
Jim put a drop. Put a drop. Jim. I'm gonna start that whole sentence again. Jim dropped a pic. That's exactly what I was gonna tell you about.
Don't worry. Yes.
Looking good.
Interesting.
I like the
Interesting.
downward cant of the angle of the blades. Nice. Nice.
Hmm.
So what are you
It
handling
looks like
those with?
it looks like a homemade strop too.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yep. Absolutely. Excuse me. Nice. I like it. David is asking if that's the knife Sean James uses. Now, this when he asked this question, I think you were showing your little two knife set.
I don't remember seeing what knives he uses, so
Yeah,
I doubt they're the same.
I remember his axes, but not his knives. I'm more of an axe guy than a knife guy, to be straight with you.
We knew that. We knew that about you.
I do love the axe. I haven't bought an axe in a long time. He said innocently.
Gosh, we gotta buy something here tonight.
Oh, I don't know about that. The thing is, I don't know what axe I would buy if I was to buy an axe now. Like, there aren't that many holes in my axe toolkit. There's the hunting axe, but I don't hunt anymore, and I don't want to spend that kind of money for nothing, right? Hold on. Canadian outdoor. If you are in Canada, by the way, viewers, and you decide to buy something from the Canadian Outdoor Equipment Company, they do free shipping over, I believe it's $50.
All right, then that's a good deal.
Yeah, orders over $50 within Canada, I believe, ship for free. Because I do most of my bushcraft purchases from them or from Bushcraft Canada. If both are carrying it, I do Canadian Outdoor Equipment Company because of the free shipping. Right, Grants Firstbrook specialty
Oops.
axes.
Did
So
I do
the
that?
did you do what? What did you do?
Mm-hmm.
I can't find the StreamYard page. I'll take that down. Actually, you know what? The Hunter's Axe is not nearly as expensive as I thought it was going to be. It's 230.
That's a chunk of change.
It really is actually.
It's
Um,
not
because when
cheap.
I first decided I wanted it, it was like 165. Like they have gone way higher in price. But there's still something about like, man, they give me the fizz. the transfer is giving me the fizz. The way Wetterlings used to back before they were bought and closed. Not closed. They were turned into a second Grand factory. Hold on a second. Rebel with an O. It says Fireman's Axe. I guess that's what Rebel with an O's favorite axe is. I don't have a Fireman's Axe, actually. And I also don't have, you know that, do you guys know that Chopper 1? That really gadgety one that has the two little lever things that when you fire into the wood, it sort of makes them open up and throws the wood apart.
Ray has one of those.
Yeah. I wonder if does it really work? It seems too gadgety for me. I don't like overly gadgety stuff, but a lot of people seem to really like them or find they're cool.
I've seen him use it, and it really just pop the wood apart.
Yeah.
I could use a good splitting maul or splitting axe or something.
Yeah. I bought. I had a terrible maul, and now I have.
Good night, Destiny.
Oh, good night, Destiny. Bisous. À la prochaine.
Bisous.
I did a review of a mall recently, like last summer, but I don't remember what the hell I bought. I think it was just a Canadian Tire mall, like a Garant or something, a Garant. I would like Gransfors and Hultafors or Hultsbrooks in the States. Both make really cool splitting axes. And I would like to pick up one of those. I can write it off, so it's not that scary, but they're expensive as shift, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And also, people seem to like my review videos, so it might be worth it just to sort of, you know.
Review videos are evergreen.
Mm-hmm. Especially in bushcraft stuff. Like in whiskey stuff, some reviews are evergreen and some really are not. But like an axe is an axe. Like Gransfors is not going to ever stop making their splitting axes. I wonder how much they cost. I better not make that purchase tonight. That would.
Sorry.
Oof.
I just snorted.
Yes, but that's okay. Splitting axes. Oh, they're all sold out, so I don't even know what they would cost.
Oh, this is kind of sexy.
Let me see. Well, I would like to see. Rebel with an O just oiled their axes last week. Yep, that's a good. I have to do that actually. I have to do that soon. What? Where'd you find that?
It's on Etsy.
That's a fireman's axe, but I think that's a wall hanger. I don't think anyone who buys that's going to use it. It's too. How much is it? It is really nice.
So on Etsy, it's $301.
Whoever buys that is never going to take it to the woods. At $300, nope. Not going to happen.
It's nice.
Big Green Moose. Whoops. Yes. Hold on. Big Green Moose says, check out Nicole Conan from BC if you like axes. I love Nicole Conan. I love what she does because her whole thing is, I believe, but I'm not sure, is that she started doing her axe chopping sort of as a funny response to, what's his name, the guy on TikTok who does the axe splitting with the suspenders, and like all the girls drool because he splits these huge chunks. So I believe that she's sort of doing it as a response to him, but I think she's hilarious. Yeah, that's never going to get used. That's cool. A wall hanger. Yeah, it's very cool. I wouldn't buy it because I want my stuff to be. Tell me he is not safe while I walk the earth. That's got to be a
here.
Yeah. I wouldn't buy it, but I appreciate it. The wrapping reminds me of the Northman makes like a version 2 of a lot of their axes. The only difference seems to be a darker handle and it's wrapped like that.
Only $384.
Yeah, nope. But yeah, so yeah, Nicole Conan is very cool. Absolutely. Um, you want a maul? Yeah. Um, you can get a splitting axe if you're not splitting stuff that's too big, but a maul is really where you want to go if you're splitting big honking rounds. Jim, yeah, maul is king at their place. Absolutely. Buck and Billy Ray. Yep, absolutely. Um, okay, so Rebel uses raw linseed on their axes. I use raw linseed. I use boiled because that's what I started with. So there's no point in starting with raw now. I use boiled linseed on the
Oops.
hafts.
Sorry. I
Where
keep
was I?
pressing the wrong button.
I was trying to
You
talk about
raw
something.
linseed oil.
Oil, yes. I like to rub the oil on the hafts. Linseed for the hafts, but I always use just like mineral oil for the metal parts of the axe, purely. And some of you guys have heard me say this before, because I never know if an axe is going to end up being seconded into spoon carving duty because I forgot to bring a spoon or because I'm making spoons or something. And so, like, some people use gun oil on the metal parts of their axes, but I use nothing toxic on the metal of my axes because no matter what axe I'm using, unless it's a maul, I may end up getting stuck without a spoon on while I'm camping somewhere and have to use that axe to carve a spoon. So, mineral oil. You can use like a walnut oil or a vegetable oil. Probably better to use a veg or a canola than walnut, but anything that's a food safe oil you can use on the metal if you're afraid that you may end up having to cut some kind of food utensil or a makeshift plate while you're camping. Oh, you just dip it in, yeah. So you've got like a bucket of the oil.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh my land! It's 11:24. We're gonna go to 11:30, and then we're shutting this baby down. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Big green moose. The woman that Russell keeps accidentally sharing is.
This one? Oops. This one.
Please stop. It distracts me every
Oh, you're
time.
talking about her. You're talking about
You're
her.
right. Okay, so that's Ana de Armas. She's a Cuban actor who
She was in the last James Bond movie.
was she? Interesting.
You missed it, or
I have
you
not
haven't
seen
seen it?
the last James Bond movie. No.
It must have been because okay, so they were both Daniel Craig and her were in the movie Knives Out, which is a wonderful movie,
I
and he
haven't seen
must
that
have
either.
said something to the to the production of the latest James Bond, like I want her in this movie
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise it's a she's only in for like 15 minutes, maybe not even, and it's just her part is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yeah. I still haven't seen it. I should see it. I enjoy James Bond. I like Daniel Craig's James Bond because he hates the character. He's like, he said in an interview that he's horrible. He's misogynistic. He's like he hates the character, and he does the character so well. You know.
Yeah.
But
He- he-
I remember her in she was in the Blade Runner film, the Denis Villeneuve
Joy.
one.
Joy. Yeah, that's where I first saw her, and
Me too.
she's wonderful in that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm. So good. Oh,
So good.
did that peak? So good. Um,
Bum, 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 bum.
yeah, Tenenbaum's with you. She was great in the last James Bond. Small part,
Yep.
but she was brilliant. Yeah, the thing is, I mean, I think she's absolutely beautiful, but she's what I would call Jessie Kryptonite. Um, but she's also a very good actor. Okay, I have
Hmm.
very, very little patience for people who get roles, male or female, just because they're terrific looking. I don't think that really carries when the job
Yep.
is acting. You know.
Well, and all you have to do is see Knives Out, her in Knives Out, and you'll know she's a great actress because she almost
Yeah.
disappears in that role. Like she doesn't look like herself there. She looks like a
Yeah.
boring girl, next door kind of
Yeah.
plain. I don't know how they did that actually because she's so gorgeous.
A good actor is a chameleon. You know. There was It's not the best picture of her, but man,
Really?
those are some
You
quality
want me to? Do
genes.
you want me to find a better picture?
Please don't. No, no, because I need to remain focused. We've only got 3 minutes left of this live stream, so let's
Remain
not
focused.
sort of throw it off the rails. David's gone to bed. He's saying gonna say good night. So you peeps might be hanging around Discord if you recognize my name. I don't recognize your name anymore because it's changed so often, but that's okay.
Yeah, stop changing your name, David.
Excuse me. Exactly. Let's not go there. Let's just. Yeah, a lot of people love Knives Out. I gotta see some movies. Yeah, especially as someone who went to film school and who used to see so many films. I gotta get back into the groove. Get into the groove, boy. Will you stop?
Well, that
Is
was her
that
in
from
the
Knives Out, or is that
no
from the
James
James Bond?
James Bond. You haven't seen Knives Out? Oh wow.
I haven't seen anything that didn't have Star Wars in the title in a long time. Because I don't get a lot of TV time around here because the kids are always watching something or the wife is watching
You
something.
haven't seen anything that doesn't have Star Wars in the title.
I haven't even seen Dune.
The new Dune?
Yeah. And the thing is, I like Denis Villeneuve. I feel that his Hollywood stuff is, well, more Hollywood, but I've been watching him for years, since like Maelstrom. I mean, when he was working exclusively in Quebecois French, you know? So
I
I love knowing that he's getting this sort of success. It doesn't have the same magic as when he was like a Quebecois auteur filmmaker, but I mean, it's nice to see him getting the success that he deserves as a filmmaker.
I didn't like the latest the new Dune.
I haven't seen it. I do not know. I know that I'm gonna love the music, but I haven't seen it. My wife has seen it though. Funk.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me while I get all pensive about all the movies I haven't seen.
How about that one? Is that a better one for you?
Still distracting.
Well, I'm trying to find the. Okay, you know what? Fine.
Well,
You
stop
like that?
finding. Tenenbaum really liked the new Dune. Best adaptation so far. Here's the thing. I found that the original Dune film with Patrick Stewart playing, he played, I think, Gurney Halleck.
Yep.
Man, if I'm not getting that right, I'm going to be real embarrassed. It had a real camp appeal that may not have been going, that may not, start again, that may not have been what they were going for, but it really does have sort of a camp appeal. It's an element of its times. It did not do spectacularly well, but it sort of did better as a sleeper hit. I went to high school at that point with a guy whose uncle back in England had made the models for the ornithopters. So I kind of feel a certain. I didn't like the design element, like the art direction. I did not like, and I still don't. It's not the way I would have gone. There was a mini series done in Hungary or somewhere Eastern European at one point in the 90s, I kind of want to say, that
Let me
I
find.
watched all of. And I liked that a bit better in a lot of ways. I liked how Paul Atreides developed over the. Russ, you got to come back here so I can tell you about this film stuff. Just kidding. I liked how Paul Atreides started as like a whiny witch kid. What? A whiny rich kid and sort of grew into the tougher Paul Atreides. I thought that was cool. Um, I like the art direction a lot more. I really enjoyed that. I don't know if it was. If I watched it again today, I don't know if I would find it as good. I don't know because it's been a long time. And so the Denis Villeneuve, I can't wait to see. I'm hoping that I love it because I really like his feel and his approach to filmmaking. Um, oh, Big Green Moose going to bed. Good night. Yeah, that's true. Tenenbaum says that Lynch is always pretty campy. That's true. Um, he's got a recognizable style, which I respect. I don't always love, but I respect. Big Green Moose says Yodorovsky's Dune is an interesting dog. I don't know. I don't know it. Yodorovsky's Dune. I will look that up later. I do not know that. Big Green Moose, who said he was going to bed, is still dropping the I hate
Rainy Witch
Rainy Witch
Kids.
kids.
I
Tenenbaum is saying, is this in the Yodorovsky's Dune? Is that what you're talking about, Tenenbaum? Oh, I see. I sucked him back in with Dune talk. Hilarious.
I okay. So here's my thing. I think the Lynch's version. There was a lot of problems, and about halfway through the movie, it feels like just a race to the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's some things that were just like perfect in that movie. And who did the latest one?
The
Dune
latest was
movie?
Denis Villeneuve.
Deneuve. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I felt that he shouldn't have tried to. Some scenes he should have just copied exactly because they were so well done.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't agree that Paul Atreides was ever a whiny rich kid. He was trained from birth to be a leader, to be a fighter, to be, to know what's important, to understand why he's important, why he himself is important. And I'm thinking of a specific. I need to watch the latest one again, but I'm thinking of a specific scene where it wasn't Gurney Halleck, but it was the other guy, played by Momo. Who was the other guy? He was played by Jason Momoa. Anyway, when the oh my god, my poor memories is going to really show through here. But when they're
I
being
can't
attacked,
help you.
they're being attacked by the other family, right? And at one
Idaho?
point, Duncan Idaho. Thank you, Tenenbaum. So Duncan Idaho. So they're trying to get out of this place, and Duncan Idaho races down this hallway to attack all these bad guys. And in the second movie, I forget what they did in the first movie, but the second movie, Paul is like, no, and the door's closed. I open the door. I get it. Paul Atreides would never have done that. Paul Atreides, I'm in the book. Paul Atreides, he saw that this guy's gonna die, and he's like, okay, we got to go,
Mm-hmm.
right? He wasn't driven by emotion. He was driven by years and years of training to be a certain person. And I think, like in the first movie when they're flying away, in the ship, him and his mom, right, and they took
Yeah.
over from the two. Anyway, they're flying along, and he's flying, and his dad dies, and
I
his
remember that
his his,
scene.
his
Yeah.
mom knows it immediately, and they both know it immediately, and she's like, "Oh no, he's dead!" She's freaking out, and he's like, you can see in his face, like he's just emotionally just devastated that his dad did, but he's flying this ship, and that's the
Yeah.
most important thing right now, right? Like you can't improve on that. That's perfect.
Yeah, that's a good scene.
That's a perfect scene.
Yeah.
But I get that. When you're making a movie, you want to show a person starts out like this and he grows into this.
Well, I think that
There's a
in the
transformation.
well, yeah, rounded character and all that,
There,
and
yeah,
in the
character
mini
arc.
series, that sort of, and look, it was a directorial choice, right? It was a directorial choice, and I think it was probably to show that
Word choice.
yeah, well, maybe like as I said, I don't remember much about When was it made? I'm thinking 90s, but I don't.
Oh, the first one. Oh God,
No,
it
no, the
was.
first one. No,
Oh,
the Lynch
yeah,
one. I mean the mini series that was on TV, the one that they
I
shot in
never,
Eastern Europe.
I never watched the miniseries. Was it worth finding?
I remember it being worth finding, but now, like I had said earlier, that if I watched it today, would I still feel the same? I don't know. I do
I
not know.
it's got to be on some streaming service that I have.
Tenenbaum is saying that Idaho was really written out of Lynch's Dune. He just wasn't important in that film. That sort of rings true to me.
Well, he
I didn't hate that film. There were certain things I didn't like, but there were certain things I did, and it really captured sort of the epic nature of the story in a sort of in in an anthemic way. And I don't know if that's true of the Denis Villeneuve Dune. That wouldn't seem to be the kind of choice he would make, but I don't know.
well, he wasn't. I don't know if he was written out or just he wasn't really there much because I don't know. I'd have to read the book again because like he leaves pretty early on in the book to go to the Dune planet,
Mm-hmm.
and we
Yep.
see him again, but I don't know if he had a really big role. Did he?
I seem to remember him having. Maybe I got to read the book again.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, the sci-fi one, late '90s. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
Oh my land, David! I thought you were going to bed. I do love me a nice piece of brie, though.
You need a wheel of brie.
Yeah, that would be expensive. Okay, so Jodorowsky's Dune went into casting. Salvador Dali is the Emperor, and I think, but never got off the ground. I have got to find this. I gotta find that. If H.R. Giger is doing part of the art and everything, that must have been like geared towards being really weird. Beto said, yesterday I rewatched 5 seasons of Stargate Atlantis. That was a long day for you, my friend.
I was
But
gonna say five seasons.
yeah, my wife and I watched all of Stargate from SG1 through to Atlantis. We started watching whatever the other one was called, Excalibur, or whatever the last one they did, but it took itself too seriously, so we said, funk it, and we stopped. No, Excalibur was the ship they were on. What was that one called? Stargate something. Might have been Excalibur, but it had lost. It didn't have any of the fun that that the other Stargate seasons had, series had, so we gave up.
I watched the original movie not that long ago. Good movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed that movie. I really did. I thought it was something. I thought it was really cool. Country Boy says, "I'm glad somebody brought some cheese. I had cheese before coming on. I had a little those string cheeses, whatever they're. I don't. Here we call them ficello, but I don't know what they're called in English. They're probably just like
City
string
Girl,
cheeses.
City Girl took all her cheese back to the city, but in all fairness, I only like the brie.
Yeah. Tenenbaum is looking forward to more of Stellan Skarsgård as Baron Harkonnen. I can't wait to see that because there's a character that, depending on your choice, could be one way or another. And I remember the one in the Lynch film very clearly. Obviously, that was one way to play it. I don't remember in the late '90s the sci-fi series. I do not remember.
Hmm.
Don't remember. But one thing I will
Sting.
say, I know exactly where you're going because I was about to go the exact same place. The one thing that the David Lynch film had over this series in a big way was in this series, right? When Fade Rautha,
Yep. Fade.
the way they introduce Fade Rautha in this series is he's doing a practice combat, with some sort of and he's like taking down guys, right? Sting didn't have to
Mm-hmm.
do that. He's revealed in some like space age panties, and just the look tells you this guy's a badass. He didn't have to do a thing. Whereas in the series, because that actor did not have nearly the same presence as Sting, they had to introduce him wailing on three guys.
See, that's there's certain cliches that I really hate in movies and TV. Um, one of the Jurassic Park movies might have been the second one, where this guy was introduced at the near the beginning of the story. He's like, he gets into a fight with this some guy at brunch, right? He's gonna, I forget. I'm gonna beat you with my thumb.
Mm-hmm.
So he fights the guy. He's only using his thumb, and okay, we
Really?
get he's a badass, but I mean, this is so cliche, right?
In a Jurassic Park film? I think
Yeah.
I've only seen the first. I think I've only seen the first one. I liked the first one,
Oh, the first
by
one
the
was
way.
amazing. Michael Crichton can write a story. He's brilliant.
Yeah,
And well, I'm sorry, I'm talking about the book, but I mean the movie. The movie
yeah,
was really good.
yeah. Rebel says you support the Ukrainian folks by purchasing BPS knives. That's pretty close to being political, but I'm letting it go
Political,
because I don't
political.
think you're wrong. Um, Apparently, Skarsgård does villains really well usually.
Sorry,
Yeah,
you can only be political if Jess agrees with it.
well, I mean, I've been drinking, so I'm letting it go, but I wouldn't normally. Um, Skarsgård does villains really well usually. What I'm afraid of is that him. I liked the way that character was portrayed in the Lynch film because he's evil, but if you took away the accoutrements, the accoutrement, and if you took away the power, there's nothing there. He would deflate. I felt. I mean, I haven't seen this film in like 25 years, right? Like I felt that um, that Harkonnen was kind of like, oh wow, is that political? Was kind of like a recent American political figure in that once you
Oh,
take away the
don't do that. Don't go there.
yeah, I'm trying. I'm not. I'm trying not to, but I'm trying to use an example that everyone's going to sort of get. He's a Wizard of Oz character, right? He's an evil funker, and he's got all this power. But if you look behind the curtain, then Baron Harkonnen is a sick guy who,
Oh yeah,
there's nothing
he was
there.
very off. God, I
Yeah,
love the concept of the heart plugs.
yeah,
Just love it.
yeah,
So nasty, so freaking nasty. But
absolutely. I like what Big Green Moose here said. Lynch had that shield animation down. I saw a YouTube video of a guy speaking specifically to that, and he had sort of redone it somehow because that wasn't digital, right? That wasn't digital. That was animated by hand
wow,
because that was 1984. I'm glad to know of that, David. Jim's only got craft singles. Craft
yeah,
singles.
cut, cut
There's
them into
loneliness in the name of that.
Jim. Cut them into as very thin slices, as thin as you can get them, and then kind of like overlap them. Like you're doing a ponytail kind of thing. Ding, 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 and then eat it like that, like just
Yeah. Tenenbaum says that
and
you're
with
thinking
hot
about
sauce.
the Presidio with Sean Connery. I'll only use my left thumb. The right one's too powerful for you. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Apparently, Skarsgård goes for the ominous in the new one. Yeah, I can't wait to see this film. I gotta see it. But I can't wait to see what the ornithopters sound like. Is what I can't wait for. Because
you mean you
remember,
can't wait to hear what they sound like, not see what they
I
sound like.
cannot wait to experience because remember in the first Dune film they didn't have the technology to get the because ornithopters are called ornithopters because flap 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 flap, right? But in the first film, I mean, obviously it would have been way too expensive to animate that, so they just had them like remember the sort of wings went Put, and then they were just like little square boxes with these like short little wings.
Yes, I can't wait to see what they sound like as well.
Ah, shut up, you brat!
Yeah, you want to go there?
Yeah, you
You
want to go there?
can come at me,
Yeah,
man. Come at
yeah,
me, man.
yeah. You want a piece of me?
Punch me right now.
For God's sakes, take a piece of me. I got to lose some weight. Okay. Oh my lord. Why are 19
You don't
people
do it right.
still watching us do this Punch and Judy show? What are you guys getting from this? I mean, this has gone so far off the rails. We were talking about Knieface, and now we're talking about
Okay.
Dune.
Oh yeah, I got one more knife to show.
Why don't we not flip that thing around after drinking?
Yeah, I've had way too many drinks to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even remember where I got this from. I was like, these are not. Oh yeah, it's not. It's a comb. Everybody watching, it's a comb.
It's a comb. Okay. Rebel says, I'm sharpening my knives. Nice. Okay. Big Green Moose has gone to bed for reals. All right. Good night, mister. No, it's okay. He says it's a comb. I used to have one of those switchblade combs, chunk, and it was a comb.
Hmm.
I remember
Happy days.
my sister had yeah, wow, I remember that. My sister ran in a way crazier crowd than I did, and she came home with an actual switchblade at one point, and I didn't really. I don't know why I did this. I was an insufferable teenager, so I took her switchblade, and my mother was doing something at the cutting board, and I reached around my mother, flicked it, and stuck it into the cutting board, and took my hand away and walked away. And my mother saw it. She saw my hand go tunk and walk away, and she turned and said, Megan, where did you get that?
You know what? That's hilarious.
Yeah. And I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I totally ratted my sister out like that, but I sure did it. The thing is, she ran with a crowd and I ran with a book, And so, like, it was just the funniest thing. My sister's like, she had this like, what is that? She said, nothing. I said, really? She's like, nothing. It's like, closed it. Went into the kitchen, reached around my mom, chuck, and then walked away. And I just heard, Megan, where'd you get that?
You can buy screwdrivers that do that now.
Yeah,
they're awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome. But that reminds me of the Simpsons episode when Lisa came out as a vegetarian, and they were having a big backyard party and all this meat, and Lisa grabs the barbecue and I forget what she did, runs off with it or something, and Marge is like, Bart, no! And Bart's sitting beside her going, excuse me. She's like, oh, sorry. Lisa, no!
I love it.
That's a bit opposite from what you were saying, but yeah.
There's a yang. There's a connection.
Sure.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you want the other one? I can bring up the other one.
No, it's okay. You don't have to bring up the other one. I'm trying to stay on target. Stay on target.
Stay on target.
There.
Stay on target. Oh, sorry. What? That's so weird. I clicked the wrong button.
Like that? Why you gotta be like that? I gotta clean up these knives.
That's not your favorite picture, which is weird. Oh, I never showed this one. I actually don't like this one. And I forget where I got it. It's Husky. But for the longest time when I was still working in like corporate IT world,
yeah,
I always carried a pocket knife and I used it all the time, like especially like breaking open boxes. For some reason, everything comes in a cardboard box, and you're just looking for a knife. But yeah.
What I don't like about those styles is I don't like that clip point, that sort of 80s style. But it looks useful.
Well, the problem with this knife is it's really heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is heavier than almost That's like twice as heavy as my Mora, with sheath.
Wait, which Mora is that? That's not the one you were showing earlier.
Oh, I never showed this one. This is one I got for City Girl, actually.
Oh,
That's
I
why
see. It's Light My Fire.
nice and colorful. Oop.
Yeah, Light My Fire. Oh, it's got the clipper style blade. Yeah, or not clipper. What's that style blade called?
Oh, there's crap on the blade. Yeah, I mean, I got her this one, and I have to remind her to actually take it when we go out on hikes and stuff. But I'll probably get her the number one Russell Groman just because she likes that one so much.
Yeah.
But very light knife, very light.
Tenenbaum says, I thought you were going to say because in the corporate IT world, you never know when a knife fight might break out.
My server. It's my server. Get hands off my server.
Step away from the server. I'm just seeing a Gorn. Oh, wow. Okay, that's geeking out. That's geeking out. Sherwood Farm says a K-Bar BK2 is a beast of a knife, good for battening and the apocalypse. Yes.
Hold on.
Let me
find a picture of that.
That's not the BK2.
Oh crap! That's not it. Okay.
A lot of people. That knife has a lot of fans, a lot of detractors, and a lot of fans. It's not the least controversial. Not controversial. I feel that there's a sense of history to that knife that a certain subset of the populace goes for. Nice long blade on it for what you're going to use it for.
BK2.
What I'm thinking of, why did this angle like that? Angle it directly at the silken voice.
Yeah.
Welcome to Hearts of Space, the sounds of the Bay Area. New age music, bell sounds, quietness. I don't know how many of you are you bringing up a picture of the
yeah. Working on it.
Yeah.
Slower and slower as the night goes on, but
yeah. I was going to say something about it. What it looks like to me is like the eventual descendant of the old Marine Corps fighting knife, right? Like what you would issue these days. In the same way as I don't know how many of you have ever seen what the bayonet on a Lee Enfield looked like in 1914 versus what the bayonet on a Lee Enfield looked like in 1935.
Jesus, that's what?
Like in World War One, on the Lee Enfield, the number one, it was a long freaking knife. It was huge. By the time you got to the Second World War, it was a spike, right? But what a bayonet was good for was not only, stabbing people, but, they used it to open cans and all that stuff. And that old USMC fighting knife was a really nice length for stuff like that. And I can see, I could see a line of development between that and the knife that you just showed, which would be more like, leverage, like what I called, right? Like what I called this thing, a crowbar, like a workshop crowbar kind of thing. That knife you just showed, I could see using to opening cans or prying open stuff or just so many robust knife tasks Whereas these old ones, like you couldn't even open a can with that. That was for like slicing people completely. Hold on. Oh, Kenton Tenbaum actually says it is in the sharpened prior style, perfect for going through a car door. Yeah, I think yes, pry bar. That's what I. Yeah. Rebel says Blazing Saddles versus Blazing Blades. Oh, it's a touch shorter than a K bar, but the larger BK7 is exactly what Ethan Becker had in mind as the modern replacement for the USMC utility knife. Interesting. The fighting knife I think is talking about. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, because what happens is you can see that these things are good for more than just cutting people, and they're quite good for. It's like what's the old Fairbairn Sykes? Was that what it was called? The British version of the fighting knife. Like you see more and more uses as troops use them for things other than slitting enemy throats or stabbing them, and it sort of makes you think, okay, what? Let's turn this into a pry bar. Let's turn this into the kind of knife that a guy can use to do anything from killing someone to opening a can of beans to prying a freaking tire off of a jaunt, whatever those things are called,
Rim.
rim. You know, like use this thing as a multi tool, but as an uber simple one, like for prying and cutting things. I like the size of your sharpening stones, by the way.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
work
no,
out.
because like this one, which is a terrific stone, it's real narrow. So when I'm doing like kitchen knives,
Oh yeah, you got to do the whole.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. You know what? Next time you come out here, I'll let you look at these.
yeah.
You can't actually use them, but I'll let you look at them.
Oh yeah, don't touch, but you can look. Can I just touch? No, no, don't touch those.
I'll show you a picture.
Yeah.
They're over there, but you can only look at this picture.
Get your phone, take a photo, send it to your wife. Yeah. Okay, it's a minute to midnight, and I gotta work in the morning, and I've already had too much whiskey, so I'm gonna shut her down. Yeah, I know you don't care, but I have to care. I cannot have another day like I had today. So
why not?
Because today was a tire fire. I like the size of your sharpening stones. That's what she said. Okay. All right. I don't know why I clicked on that. I don't know why I showed that off. Country boy, y'all behave yourself now. All right, guys.
Behave.
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 I mean, we still got like another 40 seconds left of this live stream.
Oh, it's time enough to grab another beer. Pour another small dram.
The smallest of drams. Oh, okay. Now it is midnight. So, see you all next Tuesday. Thanks for hanging out with me to the bitter end, all 17 of you who are left. Excuse me. I do hope that all 17 of you have hit the like button or the dislike button if you
end or
hate watching or something. End. Yeah, the shrieking end. So yes, between now and next week, please be healthy, be safe, be sane, and be kind to one another.
And be soup.